You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So, we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts, find a location near you, now.
Hey conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks. We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You see if I did it?
Good afternoon. My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we're excited that you joined us for today's webcast. We're thrilled to have this relationship with IndianaSRN, and we're excited to show you the game of the week each week, showcasing some of the best small college football around the Midwest. We hope that you'll continue to watch and let us know what else you might want to see. You can go to www.heartlandconf.org to see stats, game recaps, and other information around the league. Until then, enjoy today's webcast.
Back will do, and Taylor takes the snap, plenty of protection. Down the middle, ball caught. Taylor to throw, flushed out of the pocket. Now has running room, and he can also throw it. He's going to run it himself, 30-35. As James will roll down the field, and the pass intercepted. It was too high. James to throw in the air down the middle of the field, and up for grabs, picked off. So a big first down play. Here's Beecham Jr. on the right side, finds a hole at the 20, the 15, 10. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws toward the end zone, has a man, ball cut. Back set just to his left. He'll get the call over the right side. Puts his head down. Into the end zone.
It could be possibly my last dance.
So 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Big hit, ball loose. Osterman again out of the shotgun. Open the middle, picked off. And there will be a return at the 25, 30, 40. The dunk. Boom. Here's Weimer over the middle. Ball caught, first down. Single receiver to the near side. Hash mark left. Weimer to throw. Over the middle again. Ball caught, 40. Throw to the end zone. One-on-one coverage. Touchdown.
What a great throw and even better catch.
It is a beautiful day for football here in Defiance, Ohio, as it's the HCAC Game of the Week. The Anderson Ravens travel to Defiance College to take on the Yellow Jackets. Today's broadcast is brought to you by the Morales Group, by Bertner Electric, Piper Logistics, and Reynolds Farm Equipment. Again, we are here at Defiance College. Thank you so much for joining us here on HCAC.tv. I am Sean Crawl. Joining me is Daniel Morales. And Daniel, you could not ask for a better day in late October for college football.
It is a perfect day for college football. On College Football Saturday, it's about 71 right now. I think we're going to get up to 75. Little clouds, but not enough to cover the sun. And then look at this landscape that we see across the field with the trees, leaves changing colors. I'd say I'm so excited to be here.
It is a tale of two programs looking to change their culture. Both teams come in at 0-6 and 0-3 in the conference. Anderson actually made a change in leadership this week in terms of their head coach, as Steve Rock is no longer the head coach of Anderson University. Jeremy Lochner, the defensive coordinator, is the interim coach. They're looking for their first victory of the year. Bill Nickel, in his first year here at Defiance, coming from Arkansas Pine Bluff, is looking for his first victory as well. And it really is a battle of which defense can stop the other. Both offenses struggle a little bit, but both defenses give up a lot of points.
I will tell you this. One of these coaches is going to get their first victory today. With both teams coming in with no wins, it's just going to be a battle, a hard-fought battle. And as you said, these defense, they don't give up a ton of yards that you would see in an 0-6, 0-3 in the conference record, especially with the Heartland Conference and the competitiveness that it has. But it's all about the air today. I mean, both teams pass a lot. They have more passing than they do rushing, and I'm looking forward to this game today.
Very young team with Anderson coming in here at Justin F. Corsell Stadium. They are looking at a freshman quarterback starting for them in Ronald Norfleet III, who has started a few games for them so far this season. Roosevelt Norfleet III. And as we look at their offensive lineup, two upperclassmen on the starting 11 for Anderson University. That tells you a lot about where they're at. So young, and the skill positions, all freshmen.
And that's one of the things. That's what's good with the coach, and with this new coach change coming in, it's a new, fresh look on this team. And the culture, we were talking with some of the coaches before the game, the culture has already changed, and they're already looking at kind of the future. And when you have these young kids coming in as freshmen playing and starting, that next 3 years after this year, they're going to be prepared. They know what to expect coming in.
They are, as well. As we talked about, Anderson's defense gives up 49 points a game. Defiance scores 21. On the opposite side, Defiance gives up 48.2 points per game. But here's the kicker. The Anderson offense is only averaging 5 points a game. That could really make a difference. We've had Anderson earlier in the year at Franklin, and Roosevelt Norfleet kind of ran for his life quite a bit, to be honest with you. The offensive line is going to be important for Anderson today if they want to throw the football as much as they're looking to today.
Yeah, rushing. Anderson gives up a lot of rushing yards. Defiance likes to throw the ball, but they are a well-balanced offense where they can threat you through the air or run you to the ground and keep running keeping the ball on the ground. But the difference is going to be who can make the big plays. The big plays are what's going to win today. Anderson is going to have to find a way to stop the run because they are balanced with Defiance. But I don't know who's going to win. It's so close. I'm excited. I really think this game is going to be a close one today.
Speaking of running, Defiance likes to give it early and often to their man, the 6'2", 240 sophomore, Tyshawn Freeman from Macon, Georgia. This young man, if you're an old head like we are, Jerome Bettis, Natron means. He gets low, and he is tough to bring down.
And that's why he has 439 yards on 87 carries for the year. He likes to run. He's hard running. You know, he averages about 5 yards a carry, but it's about the strength and pushing through. And he's the guy you want on a 3rd and 1 or 3rd and 2, even a 3rd and 3. Just give him the ball and let him push through to get that first down or into the end zone.
I think you bring up a great point there, too, in terms of both of these teams want to get good chunks of yardage on 1st and 2nd down. They do not want to be in 3rd and long because I think that's when they get in trouble and then bad things happen, which could be flipping the field, turnovers, different things like that. Quarterbacking for Defiance is the senior Jordan Ambrose. Both these quarterbacks I like a lot because not only can they throw the football, if they get in trouble, they are fleet of foot and can pull it down, put their feet in the ground, and run.
Yeah, and that's one of those things with the defense and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, disrupting. As you said, what's important is giving yourself a 3rd and manageable if you get to that point. Pick up a few yards on 1st and 2nd down so you give yourself 3rd and manageable. But when you're in that 3rd and long situation, when you have a quarterback who can plant their foot and make a play or keep the play alive to give your receivers the time to find an open gap, that's always a difference maker on the field.
Now, this is actually a new week for us here at HC.TV and IndianaSRN. We have 2 games of the week on the docket today. We have another crew down in Hanover as Mount St. Joseph, 24th ranked Mount St. Joseph, is taking on Hanover today as both of them are 3-0 in the conference. And we look at the conference, Mount St. Joseph, Franklin, Hanover, Rose-Hulman, all 3-0. Manchester, Anderson, Bluffton, Defiance, all 0-3. We do know one of these teams is going to get a victory today.
Yeah, and it just shows how strong this conference is. When you have only 4 teams 0-3 and the rest are 3-0, that just shows the strength. So that game over there, this is going to be a game here good today that we'll want you to watch, but as well as the one over at Hanover where we're at as well.
All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we will have football right here on HCAC.TV. Back at Justin F. Coruscant Stadium here on the campus of Defiance College. It is Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference football as Defiance College hosts Anderson University. All-time series, Defiance leads 35-24-1. However, last year in 2021, Anderson defeated the Yellow Jackets 42-14. On the docket in the rest of the conference, you've got Bluffton at Manchester, Franklin at Rose-Hulman, which will be a good game. 2 undefeated teams in conference, and Mount St. Joseph at Hanover, as we talked about yesterday. We can see both squads out there ready for the toss. Anderson in their orange helmets, white jerseys, and nice orange pants. Defiance wearing the purple lids, purple jerseys, and white pants, and the pink socks, because it is October, and with my wife being a breast cancer survivor, I am all about that.
Absolutely. Good look out there today. Kind of thought they were coming out in a different uniform, but they put on those purple, and I love orange too, favorite color, but I also like purple. I just think I look good in purple.
Oh, well, there you go.
So that's why I like it.
As we see, Defiance won the toss, and they are going to receive. Interesting process there. Normally when you win the toss, you defer, but Defiance says, know what, we want the football.
I think that was the right call for this team. You want to get out here, set the tone early. Even if you don't get any points on, hopefully you don't go 3 and out. You definitely don't want to go 3 and out. But if you can get points early, you set the tone in this game, and they show them whose house they're in.
Question, as someone who's played sports back in high school and could have played in college, how much does this Anderson squad want to really get Coach Jeremy Lochner, the victory this very first week? Because we talking with them as they came in, a lot of chaos, meetings, and people weren't there, and yada yada, and now they got to come out and play again this week when all that's happened. How much does that play into these players' mindsets to to, like, let's get off on the right foot and get us a dub?
Well, I think him coming in as the interim coach, he was the offensive coordinator, so it's not like he's coming in off the street. They know him. They trust him when it comes to the offense. But you want to always be that person to get that coach's first win because it's going to be memorable. It's going to be the one that he remembers. This is my first collegiate win as a head coach.
And first-year coach for Defiance as well. We talked about Bill Nickel, and we were at Defiance earlier this year when they played Kalamazoo. You could sense the change in culture already with his offensive coordinator and defensive coordinators both come from Arkansas, Pine Bluff as well, to Gary Wallace, defensive coordinator for Defiance, and the offensive coordinator, Spencer Twedwell, who actually played running back at Miami of Ohio. So definitely have some guys on their sideline that are trying to change some things up. And I'm really interested to see here, Danielle, what we have in store. I think we're going to have a doozy of a game.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a close game. As we said a lot in the pregame, we know that one team is going to get their first win of the season, and each team wants it to be them. So for Anderson, the key today is to stop the run game, stop the offense giving up these yards, and stop them from putting up points. And on the offensive side, you got to air the ball out because that is where Defiance's weakness is, and get points on the board. For Defiance, do what you've done all year. You're playing a team that's not as strong, but you don't want to get yourself in third and long situations. You want to keep it third and short and be able to put points up on the board.
Mateo Jesh set to kick for Anderson as DJ Clark and Devin Brown back for Defiance. Love it that the big man Rigo Villa is on the kickoff team as well. And we are off here at Defiance College. Looks like DJ Clark's going to let it go to the end zone, and it will come out to the 25-yard line. Again, as the Defiance offense runs onto the field, Jordan Ambrose is a 6'2 senior from Tomball, Texas, Klein High School. He has 771 yards on the season, just shy of 200 per game, 7 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He's ready to go with the big boy, Tyshawn Freeman, the junior from Macon, Georgia, in the backfield.
And right away, this play here is going to set the tone for what this game is going to expect. So I'll be interested to see what they call here.
In the pistol, and he hands it off to the big man, Tyshawn Freeman. Anderson was expecting it, and they are set and ready to go as quickly they are there for the tackle.
And that's a great stop there. They kind of expected it. You put 3 wide out to the far side, and then you run the counter back, and Anderson was prepared for it and ready to stop and give up. But no gain on that play.
Gavin Renner is one of the guys on the tackle for Anderson as it's second and long for Defiance. As you'll see, most teams get in a set, then look over the sideline, allows the coaches to check out the defense, and then they'll change the play call.
It's a thing you're seeing a lot more, not only at the collegiate level, but at the high school level as well.
Oh, little RPO with the receiver, and there goes Ambrose for a first down as they fake the jet sweep to Devin Brown. And they're going to move the chains. That's exactly what you want.
And it's a simple read. You look, you watch that outside linebacker or DN, see where his eyes are going. He guessed wrong on that one, and they were able to pick up the first down.
That's a huge part of what the quarterback plays in the RPO is they've got to look to see what the defender is going to commit to and then decide what they're going to do with the football. This time he gives it to Freeman, and there he goes. That's a 5.3 in the Richter scale, I think, is he's got about 6 yards there, and I just love this dude. I love to watch him run.
One of the things I really like about watching him is he protects the ball. He covers the ball, and with him being a big boy, a strong boy, upper and lower body, he can hang on to that ball, and he just keeps pushing forward. And this is what we're talking about. You want to get some of the yards off first down so that you give yourself a manageable second down and get a first down.
Something else that's impressive as he is to the right of Ambrose here with Freeman is he does not tire. He's just as good at the end of the game as he is in the beginning of the game. Nice short gain there, maybe a yard, maybe 2.
But
go ahead.
I was going to say, but now, like we said in the pregame, you give yourself a third and manageable. You're at 3rd and 4 here. It's manageable. You have that run-pass option, as we talked about. You can give it to Jerome in the back and be able to get a first down, or you can throw the ball.
Dominic Johnson and Colin McCaffrey on the stop there. Connor Huffman as well, 55, as they're going to give it back to the big man. And, he turns, and, boy, that's going to be a spot. Might be just a shade short. and you're close enough to Anderson territory, you got to wonder if they're going to go for it here.
Yeah, this is a short. It's a good spot there by the ref. He initially looked like he was going to get it, but got pulled back at the last second. I think this is a no-brainer. As I said, they wanted the ball. They're here to set the tone on this first drive.
And here we go. Ambrose back as the linebackers come up. Looks like they were going to have a little run blitz there. We'll see what they do. And quickly, he gets up behind the center with the push behind him. Oh, we got a flag on the play, though.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a false start. Illegal motion, actually, is what it looks like it's going to be called. It looked like there was 2 guys in motion at the same time.
It's both Ambrose and Freeman moved at the same time. I like the thought process of coming up under center and then having Freeman come behind you to push you for the first down, but you can't have 2 guys moving at the same time.
Correct, and that was I saw it looked funny, and when it usually looks funny, that's because something's not right. If they would have just waited for the snap, I mean, he is big enough to be able to get up there and quick enough to push your quarterback, even if he gets initially stopped at first. So now with the penalty, it's going to force them to punt.
Manuel Gutierrez on to punt, 6'1" sophomore from Round Lake Beach, Illinois. Back for Anderson. Could be Julian Holguin. It looks like number 7. Here comes the punt. Nice rush. Almost got to it. Lets it go out of bounds. Short kick, and Anderson will start at their own 32-yard line.
And we do have a penalty flag on the far side. Another maybe legal motion. Looked like it was a preliminary signal.
That was an awfully short punt. I'm be anxious to see if it's against Defiance, if Anderson makes him punt again. We get the official ruling.
Legal formation on the offense, holding number 9 on the defense. They all set. We play 4th down.
There you have it. 2 penalties on the play, and like always, our official in the booth, Daniel Morales, they have to replay it.
Yeah, and the legal formation is don't have enough guys up on the line of scrimmage. That's what the head linesman on the far side is looking for, to make sure you have enough guys. And then if you're Anderson, what are you holding for? That kick wasn't very good at all.
It wasn't even going to return it. So Gutierrez will get try 2. And Holguin back to receive again for Anderson. The Ravens. Ooh, that was close again. And not much difference, as that one's going to be down at the 30, maybe 2 yards difference.
I think it was about a 2-yard difference.
in that. And out comes the Anderson offense, led by freshman Roosevelt Norfleet III, 6'2", 205 from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Behind him will be Antoine Gavin, another freshman from Laurel, Mississippi. Receivers, freshman, junior. Holguin is the lone junior on the skill positions, as you see. Once again, in the pistol is Norfleet. He hands it off to Gavin, and good penetration there from Defiance, and he'll gain a couple there on first down.
Yeah, it should have been a stop for a loss, but he stopped real quick. He actually lost his footing a little bit, cut back, and was able to find the hole to get maybe 1-2 yards on that run.
On the trench, in the trenches for Anderson, you got sophomore, senior, freshman, sophomore. So again, like we talked, really, really young. As Norfleet goes back, this time looks like he's going to go into full shotgun with Antoine Gavin. They're looking to the sideline for the play.
And Anderson's not a run-heavy team. They only average about 35, 34 yards a game on the ground. So,
quick hitter from Norfleet, and it was just a tad high. Maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar catches that, but he's lucky none of the Defiance defenders were a little bit taller either. That could have been a pick.
I was about to say, it did touch the hands of the Defiance, so even if it was a little shorter, I think that might have been an interception going the other way, but fortunately it threw it too high for his own player and the defender.
And here's where we talked about as an issue. 3rd and long now for Anderson, and you know it's a passing situation, so those defensive linemen are going to pin their ears back. Let's see if they bring some pressure. Ooh. That's Thomas Coltrane, number 2. He's their leading tackler for Defiance. Norfleet's got to get the play off. He does. Has to take his secondary option because of the pressure. It's going to go to Gavin, but he's going to be short of the first down, and it's a 3-and-out for Anderson.
Yeah, that was a design screen. I know it looks like a secondary, but you had linemen released in front of the play, so it was a design screen all the way, maybe looking to the screen to the outside, to the closest side of the press box, but wasn't anything there. So they were able to get some out of it, but like you said, that 3rd and long situations put you in a tough situation to be able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I thought the screen was going to come towards us, towards the left, and then he went to the right. So back to punt is Mateo Jesh for Anderson. And nice boot back for DJ Clark, and taken down quickly on the coverage. Looks like Boateng with the tackle there on the coverage for Anderson. So drive 2 now for Defiance College. Kind of a feeling out process so far, Daniel.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what we're going to get tonight. I don't know if this will be a high-scoring game. You got Defiance, who scores about 21 a game on average, and then you got Anderson, who scores 5, give or take, points a game. So I think we're going to have a slug battle here in the first half.
All right, Ambrose. Freeman comes out in the flat, got the pass. Nice tackle there by the linebacker, Connor Essick.
And not only can he run, he can catch, but that was a great tackle there by Connor, able to wrap up, and it's one of those fundamental things. You hit them, you wrap up, you go low. You grab the legs, lock their legs up. That's what he did there, because that was easily going to be a first down if he does not get that stop.
That's a great point. And Essick, again, a freshman. Johnson and Essick, both freshmen for Anderson on defense. Here we are again. They're going to give it off to Freeman. He's going to get a good push, and it's going to leave them 3rd and short, exactly where they like to be, but they got to convert this time.
Yeah, this time, they got to be able to push that front line to get that first down, but see how many Anderson defenders are around to bring him down? There wasn't anybody pushing him from backside. He's a big boy. He's tough to bring down.
He definitely is a big boy. We'll see what they call. See if they call his number here on 3rd down and short. And no, fake. And little pass to the tight end. Cole Recker one-hands it. He's going down the sideline. He's at the 40, knocked out of bounds. Big first down. Boy, nice job to sticking his mid out and getting that ball almost overthrown there by Ambrose.
Yeah, it was tough for Ambrose to throw that. He kind of had to come back behind his body to throw it, and was also getting rushed, but what a catch, what a play, what a gain there to pick up the first down.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage, and they're going to go up top. Little confusion there. Contact, but nothing too big on that one. It looked like he may have been going for Jaden Scott there with the big hitter.
Yeah, great defense there. He kept it in front. Last minute turns around, finds his head on the ball, and knocks it away. That was great defensive coverage there by the defender.
Kind of like your defensive coverage with the Wasps up here in the booth.
I know, right?
You got good coverage here.
That's because you took the swatter.
I know. Hand off to the big man. He's going to get about he kept going, probably 7 yards for Tyshawn Freeman. And that'll leave him 3rd and manageable.
And I know we've talked a lot about Tyshawn here and the ability to gain yards after the first hit, but that hole was huge. This offensive line creates holes for him, and that's why he has the yardage that he has at 439 on 87 carries. I tell you what, he's going to be a force to reckon with today.
Play call here. Ambrose kept him himself, and it looks like he might be short. And
4th down and 2 for the Yellow Jackets.
4th down and 2, and here comes the beefy package, but Freeman's off the field. We'll see what they do, as it looks like Jacob Diesler's in at running back to the left of Ambrose.
Yep. This is a great shot right here.
They're going for it again. They did not get it last time. It's Malcolm McNeil, and stopped again. Turnover on downs. The defenses, we talked about coming into this game, Daniel, give up a lot of points. They've both been pretty stiff early.
Yeah, like I said, this is going to be a slugfest here in this first half. Both teams trying to make their imprint. I'm just a little confused why you take your best runner out on that play. 4th and 2, you need that strength and that power to get through to get that first down there. So questionable call on that one, but great defense there by Anderson. Was able to read the run coming and load the middle to stop for any gain.
So Anderson takes over at their own 33-yard line for their second drive of the game. Norfleet and as he's got 2 backs in the backfield with him and the whistle blows. And they took too much time. Explain to that, because I know some people watching TV will watch the play clock go to 0, and they're like, why aren't you throwing the flag? Explain how that works.
So it's more of a, give them a second extra, I guess you can say, as an official. What you got to do is you're watching the play clock, and once it hits 0, then you're going back to the ball to see if it's snapped. Typically, by that time, the ball has snapped, but in this case, it was not. So great call there for delay game.
Oh, Holgan got snagged in the backfield for a big-time loss. Looked like Richard Pope IV in on that play, as well as LeConte Jr. And it is 2nd and very long after the penalty and the lost yardage.
And now forces you a passing situation going. And this is a team that usually does, but like I said, they're trying to establish the run game so that they can set up their pass game.
And they run it on 2nd and very, very long. Not much there at all. And getting a little chippy already. And they're saying the ball came out. But no dice there as Travis Moon got nothing on that play. He's another freshman, 5'9", from Atlanta, Georgia, who got the carry.
And I think on that play they're trying to surprise the defense of Defiance with the run, thinking they're going to pass on a 2nd and long, but now you're in a situation you're going to have to throw it down the field.
Holgan in motion, linebackers up the line of scrimmage, Norfleet back. Here comes a screen again, and man, Moon could not bring it in, but the purple troops were there, wasn't going to get much.
Yeah, he was about to get lit up right away. There was the offensive line in front of him, but there was too many purple jerseys, and I think that's why he dropped it. I think he saw, hey, there's a hit coming, and I got to be prepared, but you got to catch the ball first.
5th-year senior number 0, Rigo Villa. He has been a force in the games we've had of Defiance, and he was right there ready to go, and that is one guy you do not want to hit you.
No, not at all. He is a strong, well, I say boy, but men, they're men.
Oh, almost blocked, and are they going to get roughing or running into the kickers? Nice job by Jess there. Mateo Jesh, as he got hit on the play, on the punt.
I think this might be running into. He was able to land, and he kind of got him to the side, but we'll see.
Terrence Morgan Jr. was the one that ran into Jesh on that play. Good punt, though. They're bringing the football all the way back.
Oh.
Okay, I always thought roughing the kicker was when you would hit them in their plant foot.
Ideally, yes. It depends on the force of the nature. It's kind of like the whole quarterback situation. If you're kind of following through with your hit and you knock him down, that is when you get that roughing the kicker. He did not try to. He didn't try to peel off, I guess, and that's what the official's looking for. Did he peel off?
Timeout, Defiance.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Defiance, Norfleet in the backfield, hands it off, and it looked like Travis Moon took a pop right there.
To be honest, it looked like he ran into his own lineman there, number 78 for Anderson, and kind of bounced back. He went forward, and your running back went backward.
I take that back. That was Antoine Gavin. They're both freshmen, he and Travis Moon. And during that timeout, Daniel, we saw Coach Nickel giving the referees a little bit of incentive as to that really wasn't roughing the kicker, but we'll see what happens there as their defense has stepped up here, and it's 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say it was weak or soft.
It's judgment, really.
It is a judgment at that point. You got to look at the intent of the defender who's running or hitting the kicker, what the intent was there. That's what your definition of roughing versus running into is. If he tries to peel out, that's a rough, or more than likely running the kicker. But in this situation, your crew chief saw it as roughing the kicker.
The defense faked the blitz. Now they're back. It's a 3-4. Norfleet got the play call change. He's got to get the play off in time. He's back to pass. Slings it. Nobody there, so he slings it out of bounds. And even without that yardage from the penalty, Defiance steps up. And, boy, this is a game of defense so far.
Yeah, I mean, both defense coming in strong, not giving up any type of big play other than we saw the one where Defiance was able to pick up a pretty big gain. But it is a defensive slugfest right now in this first quarter.
And you can see Coach Wallace, the defensive coordinator for Defiance, excited and high-fiving all his guys as they came off the field as Jesh is back to punt again. Little end-over-ender. DJ Clark needs some help as he goes to the left side, but good coverage from Anderson. Defiance will take over deep in their own territory.
Yeah, great coverage there by Anderson, and as you can see, it was a team tackle there. Everybody got to the ball, and, you know, that's a tough, as a kick returner, that's a tough decision. Are you going to let it maybe roll into the end zone, or are you going to try to get it and roll with it? I think he made the right decision. I think it would have been close to being down within the 5 there, but those are always tough.
It is, because you know where you're standing, and you can see where the punt's coming, but you can also see how close the punt team is. So if you let it go and they're close enough to you, you're like, well, I don't want to get pinned at the 1, so we'll see what we can get. And we end up at they called him down at the 14 as Ambrose and Freeman back in the backfield, and Freeman was ready for it. He got some nice seal over there on the right side, gains about 6 yards on the carry.
Hey, what I'm loving about this Anderson defense and tackling is they're going low. They know that they are not going to be able to stop him on a normal high tackle. They have to go low with Freeman because he is a strong runner. And those yards after contact are what's going to be the difference maker today.
Yeah, Dominic Johnson on that plays 5'10", 180. He's not the biggest boy, and so stop there. Nice push up front by the D line of Anderson, and they are pumped up.
And surprisingly, what we've seen so far in this first quarter is a lot more runs than passing. And we've seen by these stats, both teams like to throw the ball. Obviously, Defiance more balanced, but Anderson definitely a throw-heavy team, and they've run the ball quite a bit today so far.
Jason Beckman in on the tackle there for Anderson as it is 3rd and about 5 for Defiance. In motion's Wrecker. Pitch out to Freeman, gets a little bit of space and dives forward, going to have the first down.
And just a strong run there, and that's what they probably should have done on that 4th and 2, but took Freeman out for whatever reason, but able to pick up the first down here after a 3rd and manageable.
Colin McCaffrey, 6-foot junior from Manchester, Michigan, in on the tackle for the Ravens. And somebody needs a sustained drive. Like nobody's getting really tired on defense because there are a lot of 3 and out, so who's going to be the first sustained drive to get a defense tired?
Well, Defiance obviously had a nice drive in the series before this, getting the ball down. They went for it on 4th and 2, wasn't able to get it, but they have not started this far back in their own territory yet.
Going way across the middle and through the hands there, DJ Clark.
And a great throw there by Ambrose. He put it on the backside. It is more of a difficult catch for the receiver, but it's a perfect placement because you have the free safety coming underneath, and you obviously have somebody on the backside of the DB, and he put it in the right place for his receiver, the only one to catch it. Just wasn't able to hang on to it.
I think that was his fastball, because there was some heat on that one.
There definitely was. He had to thread the needle, and he definitely thread the needle on that one.
2nd and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. We got an H-back there and different quarterback there throwing the screen. Got some yardage back there, as that was Sean Montgomery.
And it brings up another 3rd and manageable. I mean, you're looking at 3rd and about 5, I believe. And that was a nice screen, design screen. He actually came running in there. I don't know if that was a design play because one of the Defiance players had to come off, but great blocking out front, was able to make it a 3rd and manageable.
Recker as the H-back in motion now. Freeman, as they're going to pitch it wide to Freeman. And, great penetration by the Anderson defensive line. Shuts him down for no gain. That'll be 4th down, and the punt team comes on for the Yellow Jackets.
And once again, just a strong defensive stop, and that's what you want. Those are the positivity, and we're seeing it on both sides. So it's hard for one team to get the momentum versus the other because both defenses are doing a great job today.
They both know what to key on. As you can tell, Anderson's defense is keying on Freeman. Defiance's defense is keying on Norfleet, because those really are kind of the straws for those drinks of each team. Punt team on for the purple-clad Yellow Jackets. That's a high kick. Fair catch up. Oh, that was awfully close to hitting one of the men coming down for Anderson. He just got out of the way of that.
Definitely was fortunate enough not to hit it because it was a short punt, so he didn't know where it was at. But, man, this quarter's flow. We got 40 seconds left in this quarter, and there's no points. And like I said, defensive battle was what it was going to be today, and that's what we're having thus far.
Kivo Watts III is thanking his lucky stars it didn't scrape the back of his jersey. As Anderson gets a pretty good field position here at the 44. This is one of the best starting field positions we've had today for either team.
Yeah, most definitely. And now if you're Anderson, you got to do something to get on your side of the field and put points up on the board.
Norfleet gives it to Gavin, tries to cut it out to the right, and man, oh man, if Anderson has struggled with anything offensively, it's been their offensive line.
Yeah, obviously Norfleet is not having the time to throw the ball, and then when they do put the ball on the ground with Gavin or Moon, they're not really having the holes to be able to break open and get a big gain on it. And so I think you got to look at that, make some adjustments here if they run a play here before the end of the first quarter, and get ready to put some points up in the second.
2 receivers each side. Norfleet back to pass, looking to his right. Oh, nice snag over there on the sidelines. Looked like it's Dietrich Johnson, number 86, freshman from Kokomo. And he snagged that from could have been a pick easily.
Yeah, most definitely. And the thing is, Norfleet had pressure again. Luckily was able to get the ball out of his hand before he got hit.
And we look like we are at the end of the first quarter, tied at 0.
That's the end of the first quarter. Anderson 0, Defiance 0.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
3rd down and 8 for the Ravens. Norfleet back to pass, crossing route across the middle. He's got some space. Does Holgan. He gets a first down and a little bit more into Defiance territory. Great pass. Nice little short crossing route right there. Norfleet on the money.
Yeah, in that cover zone defense, and he finds the open gap right in the middle and was able to pick up the first down.
Norfleet again, hands off to Gavin. Gavin with some good space, running hard, and he might have another first down.
And just another strong run here. And once you get the first down, you get the ball moving and running.
And Sherman Turner Jr. got rolled up on there. And that might have been friendly fire. And we got a timeout on the field.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Norfleet on the keeper. He may have, he's got about 9 yards on that carry. Takes it down to the 15 of Defiance. It'll be second down and 1, and we have an update from our other game, Daniel.
Yeah, the Hanover-Mount St. Joseph game. Hanover scores first, making it 7-0 halfway through the first quarter, and that's going to be a barn-burner there. That's for the first place in the conference.
It is, as we've got second and short here for the Ravens, as they're in the red zone, or I guess it would be the purple zone here. Since they're...
You've been waiting all day to use that.
Sorry, it's a dad joke.
So what the referee found there is that we had a player whose helmet came off. He has to come off for one play. That is a college rule as well as a high school rule as well. But in college, if your helmet comes off for safety reasons, we want to make sure that's secured.
DeJuan Bethel, as we have a timeout from Defiance on the play. We are back as Anderson has it second down and short inside the red zone of Defiance.
And Mount St. Joseph has put on a field goal, so the score is now 7-3 with 1:11 left in that game.
All right, Norfleet back. He's going to hand it off to Gavin, trying to get around the edge. Nice pursuit. I think his own guy knocked him over.
Yeah, he was trying to help block the defender, but instead he took his own running back with it, and now we do have another down player for Defiance.
That might have been the guy that Andres Malo, the 6'6 sophomore, was trying to help block, ran into. Vashawn Palmer is up. His helmet is off, so he'll have to come off for a play. Palmer, the 6'2 senior from Dayton, Ohio, will come off, and they'll check him out. Always safety first.
Yeah, and what we've been seeing in the NFL, even down through the college level, you always want to protect these players. Officials know it as well. They want to do what they can. That's why you'll see a lot of plays be blown dead once their forward progress is stopped. And, you know, we always want to take care of these kids playing the game.
3rd and 6 is Norfleet's under pressure, and he goes down. Big sack on the play, going to lose about 6. And it's decision time for Coach Lochner. What does he want to do here? 4th and, I would say, probably 14.
Now, his field goal kicker was hitting these in warm-ups. However, he was going the other way, which is with the wind. This, he's going to be kicking into the wind, so
I think he's back in pump formation,
I think he is. That's a short punt.
I think they're going to play the field position game here, Daniel, and try and pin them deep. A nice little lofty punt, let your coverage get down there and pin it down inside the 5.
Yeah, we've seen this is a defensive battle, and it's through and through. And both teams have been on the positive side of the defensive side. As he was not able to stop it from going to the end zone for a touchback. But as I was saying, we've seen that both teams now have got into the other team's territory, but have not been able to come up to score. So why not do the smart thing and pin them back as much as you can? But in reality, you might as well have gone for a field goal on that one.
Yeah, the end over end, once it hit, it took off, and nice block by Defiance to prevent one of the coverage team from downing it. So starting from their own 20-yard line, it's 1st and 10 for Jordan Ambrose and the Yellow Jackets.
And now it's time for this offense to start putting up some of those points. Like we said in the pregame and we've been talking, they do average 21.5 points a game.
I like the fake there to Freeman, but the pass rush got there quicker. And that looks like Tyson Tremble on the stop for Anderson.
Yeah, just a great stop. In there, and not only one defender, but 2 defenders into the backfield.
I forgot which button was mine, sorry. And a loss on the play. It looks like close to 8 yards maybe. 2nd and 16 now for Ambrose. This time they will pitch to Freeman. He got the corner. Boy, caught Anderson a little bit off guard there. He got a big chunk of that back and then some.
Yeah, and it still sets up a 3rd and long. However, it's not going to set up a 3rd as long as it was before. So great hard run there. Great seal block by the receiver on the outside. Was able to push the defender inward so Ambrose could go out to the outside.
3rd and about 7 for Defiance here, as Freeman still in the backfield with Ambrose. Not playing the run is Anderson. Ambrose back to pass. Zings it across the middle. A little bit high. Okay, a lot high for Jaden Scott.
And they want to the Defiance coaching staff looking for a flag, but that's a great no call. That ball is not catchable. There was no defensive holding prior to the pass. It was kind of as the pass was coming. He might have got tugged back a little bit, but you got to look at if the ball is catchable for pass interference. If it's defensive holding, it has to be before the ball is in the air.
That is important, as back for Anderson is Caden Sotelo, a 6-foot sophomore from Charlottesville, Indiana, Eastern Hancock. Proud alma mater of one Jarrett Lewis, IndianaSRN. Gutierrez back to kick. Almost blocked, gets off a good one. And Sotelo picks it up, but he goes down and he gets popped.
Yeah, probably smart to grab it because that ball was going to roll a little bit further if it wouldn't have been picked up there by the Ravens.
And another possession here for Anderson, starting at their own 38. And we're searching for some points here today.
We are. I mean, this has been a complete defensive battle.
Looks like an Illinois-Iowa game.
Is that? Well, we have orange, but we don't have black.
That's true. That's okay. We have gold.
Yeah, gold. I guess
close.
But I was more of a yellow. I wouldn't say they're gold.
And Iowa's gross, and we like both these squads out here. So, all right, Roosevelt Norfleet back, fakes, throws. And what a nice job there by Dietrich Johnson to pick it from the defender, the 6'4" freshman from Kokomo. He makes sure everybody knows he got a first down.
It looks like a player has.
That was almost a pick, but Dietrich picked it from the pick, really.
Yeah, he was able to hang on to it and kind of rip it out of the defender's hand there, because that was definitely going to be an interception. Now, if they both come down with the ball, it stays in the possession of the offense, but that was just a strong reception there by
Zane Howe comes in late for Defiance as there's a wide receiver screen out to Julian Holgan. He gets knocked way, way back. Short gain on first down. And another these boys got to figure out how to lock these lids on their head.
I think they're going to have to strap up their helmets just a little bit more, because that's a multiple in the last 3 minutes of this quarter we've seen.
What does that tell you, though? They're hitting.
They are, and that's one of the biggest things is you got to lay the hit down and you got to wrap up and complete the tackle.
Looks like Trayvon Hagler-Wright is in the backfield as to pass is Norfleet. It's going to be complete over there to the edge to number 8, Ryan McGough, another freshman from St. John's, Florida.
And Trayvon Hagler is from my alma mater, the Mount Vernon Marauders.
41-yard line.
How'd they do last night?
Okay. It was a tough loss.
Caleb Byers, number 83, went to New Palestine High School. He needs the ball here. It's empty set for Norfleet. In motion, though. However, Norfleet keeps it, brings it down and keeps it. He'll get the first down and they'll move the sticks.
And that's the ability of Norfleet to be able to run. He can make that decision. That was a designed quarterback run right up the middle. Wasn't a run-pass option. It was just get the ball, fake the handoff, shoot right up the gap, get the first down. And that's the challenge that this Defiance defense will have as they continue on in this game to determine, is he going to throw the ball? Is he going to hand it off, or is he going to run it? Because he can do all three.
Well, you can see right there is Hagler is put in position by Norfleet as there's two backs. That's a funky little pitch to Holgan. That's a forward pass, I believe. Not much there. Kind of shot put it in.
Yeah, that will definitely be a forward pass. And it was kind of a – man, it was more of a shovel pass, but it was a two-handed shovel pass that he was able to kind of push it forward and lead his receiver to pick up the first down. To pick up a few yards.
I'm 3 for 3.
You are 3 for 3 on the Hornets.
I should be in the NLCS right now. All right, second and about 8 for the Ravens. Norfleet as a blitz looks like it's coming, but they hand it off. And coming in from his safety position is Vashon Palmer back to make the tackle on Gavin, I believe.
And a strong run there by, I believe, Moon. I can't see the number, kind of rinsed up, but that's what you want on second down. If it was 2nd and 9, you get about 4 yards. Now you bring up a 3rd and manageable, a 3rd and 5, and now you got to be able to. You've been in this spot before, but you got to pick up the first down.
You're right. That was Travis Moon, freshman from Atlanta. As he's still in the backfield with Norfleet here on 3rd and about 5. 3 receivers to the left. Ball's in the middle of the field, so they got a lot to work with here as they're looking at their wristbands for the play. Norfleet, quick hitter over to the left side to McGough, but I think he's going to be short.
And I like that play call. You had the defense playing a soft press on them as we got a little bit of extracurricular activity in there. Not sure whether it's flags thrown. Nope, was not.
Well, it was not. Last time we were here, Thomas Coltrane had to sit for the majority of the game because he got 2 unsportsmanlike conducts, but he was the one talking to his teammates saying, we need you on the field, zip it.
Yeah, and that's leadership. That's leadership right there.
4th down here, and the Ravens are going for it. Norfleet in the shotgun. Johnson in motion. Looks like they're going to run. Nobody there, but nice move by Norfleet. Is he going to get enough for the first down? Oh, it's going to come to a spot.
It's going to be very close. He kind of got stopped again by his lineman, and he needed to get to about the 30 or 27 and a half. I'm not sure if he got it or not.
It looked like he wanted to do kind of that forward pitch to Moon, but the defenders were there, and Norfleet said, no, sir, I'm going the other way, and they're going to say it's short without measuring it. And Norfleet's like, please measure it.
I think they will bring out the measurement. Yep. That is what they'll do, and they are going to bring out the chains to measure this, and that's the right call. It's on the opposite side of the field. You got to be able to be sure. And when a referee looks down at the pylon or the yardstick, they want to make sure that they can see clearly that it's a first down or it's short. That this time he wants to measure it to make sure.
Defiance has good eyes because they think he's short. Norfleet's
it's going to be close. He needed to get to about the 27 and a half, and that's where the ball's about at.
And he's about 6 inches short, and Defiance will take over on downs. Are we going to get the turnover chain here or the defensive chain going on the Defiance sideline?
I think they're just excited going to come down here to have a seat. But what a great series there for the Defiance defense that was able to stop them as they were pressing. For Anderson, they're going to go for that. They just punted it from almost the same spot. So in that situation, you want to do what you can to try to pick up the first down.
Why wouldn't you? Neither team has really shown any sustained offensive drives yet. make a play. See if you can keep the drive going. If not, you've got to make them drive the majority of the field.
Absolutely.
Handoff there to Freeman. Big hole. There he goes. The big man. Can anybody catch him? Oh, they bring him down at about the 40-yard line.
And if you're your defense, you love seeing that. You just came up with a big stop. Now your offense is bringing the ball down the field into Anderson's territory and threatening to put points up on the board finally in this game.
Jerry Ado Boateng with the touchdown-saving tackle, and there goes Freeman again. He's a freight train going. He picks up about 7 on that first down carry.
And I kind of like this hurry-up offense. I hope they keep going to it because it gets Anderson on their feet, on their toes. You know, it keeps them on their toes, and then you start pressing, and now they're on their heels, and they get tired. But it looks like who's tired is the running back there, Freeman, and he come running out. He's like, I need a break. I just had 2 long runs. I need a break.
Malcolm McNeil in his presence here. Pitch to McNeil, looking for some help there on the outside, cuts inside. Going to have enough for the first down as he gets tackled at the 25 by Colin McCaffrey, but it'll be a first down. And Defiance is down near the red zone for the first time today, I believe.
Yeah, and a great block there on the corner. I believe that was DJ Clark, I think, who pinched down a defender, was able to help his running back get the first down.
In motion, Devin Brown. They faked him. Back to pass, Ambrose. Got a receiver. Clark, can he get it to him? Oh! In his hands and out. That could have been 6.
Yeah, he had it. It was a perfect throw. It kind of hung up in the air, but what it does is it gives your receiver time to go get that ball, and he placed it perfectly behind the Anderson defenders, but just unfortunately wasn't able to hang on to it.
Even though that's not complete, now Anderson knows that plays in the playbook, and they can't bring their safeties up all the time to try and stop the run because they could hit him again with that.
No, because they are a well-balanced team, Defiance is, and running and throwing the ball. And we've seen Ambrose have some really good passes. You know, we've had him maybe throw some questionable ones, but he can throw the ball. He does have those yardages on the year of passing. So it's a threat. And now that they're moving the ball, you got to come up with some kind of different look for the defense to stop this offense.
McNeil comes out, Freeman back in, and 3rd and long. Here's the ball sitting at the 25 or 24-yard line. They need to get to about the 15 for a first down. Do the Yellow Jackets. Let's see what they have in their playbook as Ambrose sends the receiver in motion. Throw to DJ Clark. What a good tackle.
Great coverage there. They tried to send the fake option to the right, the handoff, the end around to the right, and throw the screen to the backside, but Anderson was all over it, was able to wrap him up, and looks like they got about 1 yard.
Dejon Hare, a freshman from Indianapolis, Indiana, sophomore, Lawrence Central High School with the play, and Defiance is going for him, 4th and 9. Looking to the sideline.
You're kind of interested in this call. You got the wind behind you. Your kicker was hitting, as we were watching him kick in warm-ups, he was hitting from a distance, but.
Ambrose in the shotgun. Back to pass. Looking across the middle again. Clark, same play. Oh, and he drops it again. Through his hands. Would have been 6 again, but instead turnover on downs. They went to the well again.
Yeah, and I believe Ambrose got a little lucky there. The Anderson defender jumped the route just a little too early. He probably could have had an easy interception there, but got fortunate that the receiver couldn't hang on and drop the ball.
It looked, too, like maybe Ambrose could have led Clark a little bit more because the ball came in straight over his head.
Yeah, it was a little high, a little bit too much air on it. And when you let the ball hang up there, that's when bad things happen for you as a quarterback. You got to kind of throw it on a dart. Air it out enough that your receiver's going to get it and you lead him, but not high enough where the defender has time to react.
Norfleet ready to go as Johnson in motion. And they're going to hand the ball off, and he is going to have nowhere to go. There's been a lot of Travis Moon since the beginning of the game when Antoine Gavin was in the backfield.
Yeah, right now you want to go with your guy who's going to create the offense. We saw Moon. He's really agile. He's able to bounce around, find those holes, maybe create holes when there are none. So he's been doing a great job here. So if something's working, you want to stick with it.
Both their running backs, 5'9", freshmen. You really don't expect that, but when you look at guys like Austin Eckler and Darren Sproles and those type of people, there's a place for them in the game. Norfleet back to pass, sidearm sling, snag. There's the guy, Caleb Byers.
And what a snag it was. Kind of full extension laid out there, was able to bring it down, and now you bring up a third and manageable. You had second and long. Now you got about third and 4 and a half about. So this gives you the opportunity to do something with your offense. You don't necessarily have to go to the run, or the pass, I'm sorry. You can go to the run, or you can go to the RPO.
Nice snag there again by the freshman from New Palestine to get them in 3rd and 4. Norfleet backed, rolling out to his right, looking for a sideline to Hogan. Got it. Little toe drag swag there.
Perfectly placed there, was able to hang on, knew exactly where he was on the field, and that's important as a receiver. If your quarterback can place it, you need, as your job as a receiver, is to know where you're at in the field and get your feet in bounds, and that's what he did.
Quickly back to the line of scrimmage as Norfleet hands it off. Got a couple of yards there. Moon again on the carry.
And at this point, they're just pressing and pushing that defensive line back on their heels. And I like the fast-paced offense. You got 3:30 left here in the first half. No points on the board. I kind of like the hurry up. Let's keep them on their toes. We saw that a little bit with Defiance offense, and it worked in their benefit. But when they slowed down, they were able to recover.
Coltrane on that last tackle. We haven't called his name much today. Norfleet almost falls down. And then Pope snags the jersey to bring him down, along with Justin Caballero.
Yeah, we saw a slip earlier as well by another Anderson running back trying to cut back. I don't know if the turf might be a little slippery if you don't have the right cleats there.
That'll make it 3rd and 11 for the Ravens. Let's see what Eric Lance, the offensive coordinator, cooks up for the Ravens here. Moon. Norfleet back to pass. He's slinging it deep. That's got to get somewhere, and it's picked off. Way too much air. That looks like Bashawn Palmer. He's still going. He's got space. And Bashawn Palmer with the pick.
And that right there is what we were talking about. When you're as a quarterback, you put too much air under the ball, you give the defender time to react, and there is that interception turnover chain that we saw early on. It was just sitting there. I could have put it on, I should have probably.
That would have been a good look for you.
It would have been. I think I don't have the purple on, though. I didn't bring my purple today.
Good return for Palmer, too. Brings it to the 34-yard line of Anderson. So Jordan Ambrose and the Yellow Jackets will come out and see if they can put some points on the board here before halftime. Freeman, what a great tackle there.
Great penetration there by the defender. He's able to get into the backfield to wrap him up, and that's what you need. That's big. The defense doesn't get let down. Their offense couldn't do anything. They come back here and you say, you know what? We've been doing this all game. Let's just keep stopping them.
Connor Huffman on the tackle for Anderson. No gain on the play, but
kind of fortunate. I thought he might have lost a yard or two there, but they marked it forward progress down at the line of scrimmage.
Ambrose back to pass, looking for that crossing route, but good coverage. He brings it down and runs with it.
Kind of had a little help there, but the defender was able to throw him forward. He was trying to bring him down, but threw him for a little bit of a gain, but still has 3rd and long here, which brings up about 3rd and 7 on the play. And at this situation, Sean, I think if you don't get any yards on this, even if you get a couple yards,
I think you have to go for it.
I think you got to kick a field goal. We got no points on the board, and we know this has been a defensive slugfest. I almost think so. And their kicker, is
Zeke Sanchez.
Is Sanchez from Indianapolis, so it's one of those things, I don't know.
Empty set. Well, we'll see. Will he throw it or will he keep it? Oh, what a great call. Ambrose up the middle. He's going to score. He took it to the house. What a great call.
Design run. You see that the defense is spread out because you got a spread offense. You got 2 on one side, 2 on the close side. Nobody in the middle of the field. Great blocking there by the front line, and he could have probably walked in there. Once he gets breaks that first line of defense, he's able to walk into the end zone.
Made a man miss. 33-yard touchdown run for Jordan Ambrose, and we have a score.
Finally.
Zeke Sanchez in for the extra point. Snap, hold down, kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Defiance here on HCAC.tv.
Brittany, a little thing I love about the egg white grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Defiance with a touchdown run from Jordan Ambrose. They lead Anderson 7-0 here, Justin, at Corsell Stadium. As we get set for kickoff, and I believe we have an update on that Hanover Mount St. Joseph game.
Yeah, Mount St. Joseph has put on points on the board, as well as Hanover, as the score is 14-10 in favor of Hanover with 7:27 left in the second quarter.
Not going quite as fast as this game, but we have points.
That's all that matters. We got points on the board.
That is true.
Could this be the tip of the iceberg where we start seeing a lot more points come up?
That'd be awesome. Oh, squib kick. Goes all the way back. And some space. He needs to beat one defender.
Uh-oh.
Couldn't quite get him, but good field position. Nice run back up to the 35 for Anderson. And they're chirping again, and we got a flag.
And unfortunately, I think this is going to be against Anderson. And what do we always teach kids? Don't retaliate, because, yes, the Defiance kid probably initiated this. However, I think they're going to get Anderson on the unsportsmanlike.
Ooh, that is not good. Does it look like it was 56?
56. I thought they might. I didn't know if you see because he didn't throw it right away. But they got that right. You just, as a player, you don't react. And this is coming from an official.
Yeah. Well, I thought they were going to call it on your boy from Mount Vernon.
I thought they were, too. I thought they were going to throw it on or call that on Trayvon there. But, however, the official got it right, but you don't want to react. You never want to react. If somebody hits you, you let the official know, hey, you don't go back at him. You don't try to react and slap him back.
What's they say? The second guy always gets caught.
That's right, because that's what we're going to see.
But this helps Anderson now with just under a minute to go on the clock. They're now in Defiance territory, so that kind of gives them some opportunity here. Let's see what Norfleet and the offense can do. A little screen pass, and that's going to be fumble on the play. It did go out of bounds, however.
I almost could have deemed that as incomplete pass there, but what's important here in this situation, now that they lost yards, it kind of doesn't make a difference, but they do have all 3 timeouts. Defiance used 2 timeouts early on to get some defensive sets, but now with the Ravens, if you can get it down the field, you got 3 timeouts to work with and could maybe put some points up on the board, knowing you get it coming out of halftime.
That was Andre Moore from Indianapolis that they were trying to get it to, and I believe you're going to have a halftime guest here, the men's basketball coach here at Defiance, Josh Gibson.
Yeah, Josh Gibson's going to come tell us about the season's right around the corner. It's college basketball coming around, but, hey, we still got football going on.
Big loss in the play, and they're going to hand it off, and it's not going to go much of anywhere, as they're probably just going to run out the clock here after that huge loss on first down. Coach Lochner wants to get into halftime. Only down 7 after you almost lost the ball on that fumble.
Yeah, it's probably a smart, conservative play. You're kind of going the wrong way on defense. Kind of surprised the way Defiance offense has kind of moved the ball that they didn't take a timeout there to maybe they will after this play. Oh, they don't even have to run one. So.
They do not.
I didn't realize the play clock was not running.
Oh, they're going to make one last play. That's interesting. As he goes out of bounds, and that will do it for the first half of play, where Defiance leads Anderson 7-0. Thoughts on the first half so far, Daniel?
Definitely has been a defensive battle Defiance was able to break that the scoring drought that we had this whole first half. Now if you're Anderson, you got to regroup, and now you got to figure out how you're going to put points up on the board. I think we're going to have another defensive battle. This is going to be a low-scoring game.
I love the play call that got Defiance their score. They had been pitching out right, pitching out left, and running Freeman, and they went with an empty set, and Ambrose said, I'm passing? No, I'm not. Right up the gut. You coaches set that stuff up. They know that's in their back pocket. Let's run these plays because it's going to set up this play for later, like play action.
And I think they set that play up, as you said, perfectly, as they have been running a lot in the middle. They've been jamming the middle with the run game, whether the pass, screens. This time they spread 4 receivers across the field, 2 on each side, left the middle wide open for him to run right up.
What does Anderson need to do here in the second half to well, they're in the game. It's only a one-score game, but what can they do to get on the board?
I think minus that one play there by Defiance, their defense has done a great job. Now their offense has to come and back that up. They need to put points on the board. They've been on Defiance territory twice now, kind of threatened the red zone, not quite in the red zone, but have been coming up empty, not even having a field goal chance at all because they're a little too far out. So their offense has to figure something out to get points up on the board, or we could end 7-0.
You know, I've just had this feeling since early in the game that special teams is going to play a huge part somewhere in this second half that's going to make a difference in this football game.
I think so, too. We saw a good return there. We've also seen a roughing the passer call, which is a special teams play that can make a difference in a game as well. So I don't know. I think it's up in the air what's going to happen this second half, but I'm looking forward to it when we come back.
Stay with us as we, again, are going to have Josh Gibson, the men's basketball coach, here on the halftime show from Defiance College. It's a beautiful day, and man, oh man, I don't know what you're doing if you're at the pumpkin patch or not, but stay tuned as we'll have a great second half for you here from Defiance College.
Football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
When I'm at a Super Bowl and I walk in that stadium at kickoff time and I see that football sitting down there on that field, I get goosebumps because I sewed that football. I am Jane Helser. I recently retired. I started working at Wilson on April 13th, 1966. I was 19 years old. I put an application at Wilson. I got the job, never thinking that I'd be there for 48 years. I enjoyed what I did, so I just stayed.
The Wilson football factory here, it's actually like a secret. I was raised about 20 miles from here and never even knew this place was here. We make NFL footballs year-round. We manufactured the ball for every Super Bowl, and every point scored in the NFL since 1941 has been scored with a Wilson football. Jane was the longest tenured employee when she retired.
I would get up at about 3:30 in the morning to be on the job at 5 a.m. I had to oil up my machine every day. I could sew about 150 footballs a day. A football is made from a big piece of leather. It's cut out like a cookie cutter, and that panel is split down to a certain size. They're stamped with a logo, and then there's a lining that's put on it to hold the shape of the ball. When I get the football, it's in 4 panels. There's the top 2 panels. Those 2 are sewed together, leaving the opening. Then I sew the bottom 2 panels together. After the lace holes are punched and the seam are pounded down, then I sew the full section together. The rule of thumb is you don't make a good football sewer until you run a needle through your finger. One time the needle just slid up underneath the foot, stuck in my finger. They put an ice pack on it, took me to the doctor, he cut it out, and I went back to work the rest of the afternoon. I'm tough. The turner gets the nice job of turning it right side out. Then it goes to the lacer, he or she, puts a bladder in it and then laces it. After it goes to the lacer, it's molded. Then the ball is ready to be inspected.
Sewing the football together is probably the most important quality as far as manufacturing. The ball has to have perfect seams, the ends have to line up perfectly, and therefore I think sewing is probably the most critical job in manufacturing the ball. We do not want to change the product in its total, because the most important thing is the integrity of football. So our thing's consistency, make a consistent product that feels the same to the player every time they pick it up.
There's a cold swim. I tell people that I've been to 9 Super Bowls, but I've never been to an Ohio State football game. I've been to Miami twice, Tampa twice, Arizona twice, soon to be the 3rd time, New Orleans, and Indianapolis. I'm just a worker that got a job when I was 19 years old and stayed there and was able to try to do the best job I could. And I've been rewarded greatly for it.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool, but they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 21 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Back here at this halftime at Defiance College, where the Yellow Jackets lead Anderson 7-0 in football, but it's about that time for basketball season. Joining us here at halftime is the men's basketball coach here at Defiance College, Josh Gibson. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach.
No problem. Appreciate the opportunity to be on here with you today, and I've got a little bit of first week of practice voice going on here, so I'm going to do the best I can to make sure I can at least communicate a little bit.
That perfectly lead into my first question is, you've actually started practice. It started, that first week is always interesting. How's it going so far for the team?
It's going really well. I've been really pleased with our approach to things, and I think our guys have been really excited, which is natural in that first week, but I think that we've got a good combination of talent, experience, size, and also that youthful enthusiasm too. So a lot of good things going for us so far, and really excited to continue to see our progression, hopefully.
Now, you're not going to sneak up on people this year like you did last year. You were picked to finish last, and you finished tied for second.
Mm-hmm.
What was it you think that kind of took people by surprise that allowed you to finish so high when people didn't think you were going to?
Well, I think there's a lot of unknown. Of course, it was our first year as a staff, and we had coming out of COVID, everything was such a question mark for everyone. So I think it was probably more the unknown than anything else that gave us that opportunity. But I do think you're exactly right. It's different when people are expecting you to be competitive and when you're getting everybody's respect and best shot every night. And we know that going into it, it's going to require a different level of attention to detail and execution from us because, like you said, we're not sneaking up on anybody this year.
Who are some of the players that you're looking to kind of be the leaders on this year's squad?
Well, I think, we have 7 seniors, so we have a unique opportunity to have a group of guys that can kind of share the load and carry different things. But, for us, obviously, Morrell Jordan was runner-up for Conference Player of the Year last year, and he's back as that COVID super senior for us. And I think he's really primed to have a great season. But our senior class in general, we've got a lot of guys that played big roles for us coming back this season. So I think, just overall, it's the balance and the depth that we have that I think can be a real weapon for us. So, Morrell has that kind of prominent role, but there's a lot of other guys that I think are going to be, big parts of any success that we have as well.
Conference shapes up to be strong. Who are some of the teams that people this year are looking to besides Defiance, as these are teams that are going to be at the top of the conference?
Well, I think, with their regular season championship, Hanover is always consistent, and Coach Miller does such a good job there. I expect them to be their usual consistent, difficult, just tough-minded team. I think Transylvania will be really good. I think Coach Lane obviously has had success for a sustained period of time, and I expect them to take a step forward. Anderson has as much talent as just about anybody in the country. They're really, really talented with the guys that they'll be bringing back from last year's squad. And though they lost Maurice Knight, there's still a lot of guys that can really, really go at a lot of different positions for them. So, it's a good league. There's no nights off in this league. There just aren't. And I've been a coach in a few different leagues over the years, and I'll be honest and say that from a coaching standpoint, I think the tactical adjustments and the preparation that the other coaches in this league go through, I think it's as good as anyone in the country. And so it's a well-coached league. There's a lot of really skilled and talented players, and I think that you just know every night you better be ready to bring your best, because if you don't, you can get beat by anyone, any night out.
That's a sign of a strong conference right there. We mentioned before, it's your second year in the league here with Defiance, trying to build a culture. People from Defiance that are watching this on replay or live, what is it that you want from them? Like when people know when they're coming to Defiance, here's what you better expect from us and from our crowd.
Well, we hope that we max out the things that we can control. Our attitude, our effort, our communication. We want to make sure that we're bringing that effort every night. There's over the course of Defiance basketball history, it's a rich history. There's 30 conference titles on the banner hanging in our gym, and that's a heavy burden, but we accept it. We love that challenge, and for us, that's what we want to get back to. So we want to try, as I said, to control those controllables and make sure that every night out we're putting out an effort that our fan base, our alumni base, our community can get behind and be proud of. I think if they know they can come out and see us give our very best on a given night, then I think their support will continue to grow and continue to be a vital part of any success that we have.
I know my boss would be upset with me if I didn't mention this. Second year for IndianaSRN as well. We broadcast the men's tournament last year as well as the women's tournament. I was down in Transylvania for that. I'm sure the exposure is helping some of these squads, if not all of them, to make people more aware, like you said, how good a basketball league this really is.
Absolutely. I mean, just the opportunity for us to have that chance to be in front of new audiences and to reach people in different mediums. It's so significant for us from both a recruiting standpoint, but also to provide a higher level experience to our current players because their families and their friends can participate and can watch and be a part of things. So we really appreciate that partnership, and we look forward to continuing it in the future. And for us, the tournament last year was the first time that really anyone on our team had gotten that exposure, and we were able to host a first round game, and I think we played Franklin as close as anyone did on their really amazing run to the championship. And so for us, that experience is something we want to build on, and I think the partnership between us is just something that we want to continue to build as well.
Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this year. We hope to be down here a couple of times to broadcast the hardwood, however you want, all the different cliches we've got. It's basketball season, and when we're from in Indiana, it's football playoff time. So
I'm originally from Kentucky, so like Kentucky and Indiana both.
Yeah.
Football is just something we do to distract us till it's basketball season. So I get it, but on days like this, it's a great day for football. It doesn't get much better than this.
Late October. I'm originally from Illinois, so I don't know about either one of those. But we appreciate you coming on, and we hope to see you again in the future.
I look forward to it. Thank you very much.
We'll be back with the second half here from Defiance College.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
How much time we got?
I was literally in the bathroom thinking about everything I was going to ask him. And then I come up, and you're like, oh, I'm already here.
We need to get going with it. We are back here at Defiance College, where the Yellow Jackets lead Anderson 7-0. We get ready for this second half of play. Again, many thanks to Josh Gibson, the men's basketball coach at Defiance, for joining us here at halftime. And a defensive battle in the first half, Daniel, as Defiance gets set to kick off for Anderson. And we mentioned it quickly before we went to the break at halftime. some things Anderson can do to really improve their issues here in the second half and get on the scoreboard?
Well, I think the only issue that Anderson had on the defensive side is just that one play. And you can't really fault them for it. They've been on the field a lot. Both defenses have been on the field a lot. But that play was just kind of a hiccup. Your offense has to get the ball moving. You have to threat to put points into on the board, because if you're not, you're going to lose. And now we do see Anderson only averages 5 points a game, but in this situation, playing a team that's both teams are looking for a win, you got to do everything you can to put up a touchdown or points on the board.
And then we'll start with the football in the second half as Zeke Sanchez is back to kick for the Yellow Jackets, and we are ready to roll. Don't forget, we will keep you updated on other scores in the league as Anderson gets a pretty good return up to about the 32-yard line by Trayvon Hagler.
An update on that other score. Mount St. Joseph took the lead right before halftime, 20-14 over Hanover at halftime.
24th ranked Mount St. Joseph. They are good enough to be in the D3 polls. D3schools.org, I believe, is the site, or D3schools.com, one of the two, that does a ton of D3 information. As Roosevelt Norfleet III, again, the freshman, comes out for half number 2. Antoine Gavin starts the second half in the backfield, the 5'9" freshman from Laurel, Mississippi. And it's interesting, in doing preparation for these games, Daniel, how many of these schools get kids from the South, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida?
A lot.
Yeah. Oh, they're going deep early, and it's caught.
No.
Oh, he dropped it. No, I thought he had it.
I like the aggression there. I like them, first play of the drive, first play of the half. Let's try to set the tone. Let's take one shot downfield. Perfectly thrown ball, maybe a little underthrown, but that's the ball that your receiver has to come up with.
That was intended for R.J. Anthony Jr., a 6'4" freshman from Louisville, Kentucky. And, boy, he's like, I got a target, and, man, oh, man, I couldn't quite get it to go.
Yeah, and those are the things. It's the little things. Those little first downs as you're going to get those plays. You got to make a difference to try to help your defense stay off the field and put some points up on the board for you.
Right there was a perfect example why Thomas Coltrane is the leading tackler on this team. He saw the offensive formation. He shifted to the right, and where did they run the ball? Right to him. He made the tackle for no gain.
And that middle has just been clogged up all day. It hasn't. If it wasn't for Moon kind of dancing around that middle or dancing around him, there would be no rushing yards, positive rushing yards for Anderson. But great stop there by Defiance on that front.
Coltrane, the 5'11" senior from Leslie, Michigan, on the stop, number 2. As Norfleet and the skill players look to the sidelines for the call. Play clock down to 3, so they better get it off. And they do, and pressure from the outside, and they got a sack.
And that's one of the downfalls when you rush. You're playing against the play clock at that point. You got to get the ball off. You can't really get your offense set or change any cadence that you might have on this offensive play. And because of that, there's mix-up, and it's a free shot to the quarterback for Defiance. Great read there by Defiance to know that, hey, that clock's going down. They're not going to be ready, and they can shoot off and get that sack.
Brian Murat, the senior from Kissimmee, Florida, blitz from the left edge, caused the loss on the play, and now Anderson will punt. Oh, that was close to being blocked, and decent punt as it comes up, and they run into each other too. Do the Defiance players, but they will still get the ball in decent position to start the second half, leading 7-0. Let's see what Jordan Ambrose and the offensive coaches have cooked up here for the second half.
I will say on that punt return, it was a great job by the pressure on the kicker. They ran to the side. They didn't want to have the situation they had last time of roughing the kicker, where it gives Anderson another set of downs to come onto the play. So great coverage there by Defiance on rushing the kicker.
I felt like he was close enough that he could have snagged that punt, but Ambrose now will hand off to McNeil. McNeil finds some space on the edge. And nice run for first down, Malcolm McNeil for Defiance, backup running back. He is a 5'11" junior from Kingston, New York. He has played some free safety, but he's in the backfield. It's a two-back set with Tyshawn Freeman now alongside Ambrose. And you get the lightning, and now you get the thunder coming at you. Freeman with another first down.
And now they're exploiting those holes by Anderson, and Defiance is doing a great job on the front line, winning the battles on the snap, pushing the defense back. That then gives their running backs an opportunity to get up the field and pick up plays like we've just seen on the back.
I love the adjustment here of the two-back set. Pick your poison. We've got the speed and we got the power. Which one is it going to be? And they're in the same formation here for Ambrose. Let's see who gets it. It's going to be the speed, as it's not too bad when you can get the football and get Tyshawn Freeman as a lead blocker.
And like you said earlier, you get the thunder and you get the lightning. But then what you got to do is add in a little bit of the rain with Ambrose, who can run as well, as we saw on the touchdown. So
he's the rainbow.
There we go. But yeah, I mean, now you have three people that you got to watch, three players you got to watch to see who gets the ball.
And now we're back to passes. We got to throw into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown.
And a perfectly thrown ball. Well, he had a great shot on that one, right over the perfect spiral. What a play! And now we're going to start seeing the points fall on. I feel come on the board for Defiance.
Nice pass to the corner of the end zone. Looked like Tawan Rome for the touchdown. If it is him, that's his 7th on the season, and they're going to come off the field excited about that score. On for the extra point to make it a 14-0 game. And that was Tawan Rome. And it's a botched snap, and it's going to be a missed PAT. And if Anderson can get rolling, that could loom large.
11:26 left in our third quarter. Anderson 0.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Back here at Defiance, as they're looking to avenge last year's defeat to Anderson, and they're a couple steps ahead already with early here in the third quarter. They lead 13-0 as they kick off to Anderson after a touchdown pass from Jordan Ambrose to Tawan Rome, as that one will sail into the end zone and out the back of the end zone. And they're saying he touched it, and it barely went out of bounds. I'm assuming he didn't signal.
Yeah, I don't think he signaled. He was out of bounds when he recovered that, so that's going to be a touchback. I know the Defiance sideline has wanted it to be a touchdown, but when he dove onto the ball and grabbed control, he was out of bounds. He kind of should have waited.
And they're coming in to explain it to the coach here. But they're going to say he was out of bounds when he covered it, so the ball will stay with Anderson. Maybe here's where they need instant replay in D3.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of – I mean, obviously coach is on the field, but from up here it was an easy call of a touchback. He ran in there. But in college, you actually have to maintain and take a knee. It's not like in high school once it crosses the end zone line that it's a touchback.
And there's a fumble on the play, and it's still on the turf, and it looks like the Yellow Jackets got it, and they do, and boy, has the tide turned in this football game, as there's the fumble recovery there by number 28, Kobe Dade from Hamilton Southeastern High School. Fumble on the play, and boy, Defiance gets it deep in Anderson territory after a touchdown.
Yeah. And that was as we get a sideline warning against Defiance, as you can't be out in the white there in the box, as they say. You got to stay back behind that line. But I just unfortunate. I mean, he kind of had a gap, but you got to hang on to the ball, and that's where the youth, that's where the underclass, the freshmen, the sophomores comes into play. You don't have that experience of what the fundamentals.
Kickoff return, same thing. Freshmen, you got to understand what those rules are doing there.
Yep.
And so now Ambrose comes in, still a two-back set with McNeil and Freeman. I love this change as they give it to. No, he keeps it and then throws it to McNeil out on the edge. And he's going to get a first down, and there's a flag. I don't know if that's going to be a hold or a face mask.
Yeah, I can't tell from up here. I can't see it being a face mask because it looked like he wrapped around the ball, but I could be wrong.
Or it could have been a hold on the wide receiver on the block. And we'll see what they have to say.
Hold. It is hold. Looking at the line judge over here, signal over there at the hold.
But that's a spot foul, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Yes, it is from.
So Twan Rome gets the touchdown pass, but now he gets the holding penalty, and that takes away a big gainer for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and in reality, it's going to take it back a half yard from the start. So
it'll be 1st and 11 for Defiance. Again, I love the offensive adjustments for Defiance, and Anderson just needs to settle down on offense.
And I think that's what's so hard is with this, three-headed horseman, situations like that where that time they did a great job covering it, but situations like that where they don't know where the ball's going to go. They don't know if it's going to be a run. They don't know if it's going to be a quarterback sneak. They don't know if it's going to one back or the other. So it's making it hard.
I'm glad I was not the cameraman on that because I would have thought McNeil was stopped for a big loss, but Ambrose kept it. And that goes back to the RPO, reading what the defender does. That defender played their assignment, hit McNeil. Ambrose said, I think I'll keep that football.
Yeah, and that's one of the situations, and how you play this type of offense. It gets difficult because there are so many threats, but in that situation, they did a great job from the coverage.
Empty set for Ambrose here. 2nd and long. Back to pass. Blitz. Quick hitter across the middle. Devin Brown will make it 3rd and about 3, maybe 4 on the play. 5'10" junior from Brooklyn, New York. As a couple of tight ends come in here now for Defiance. You've got Cole Recker.
And now I think in this situation you're going to just give it to the one who's been pressing you on this whole time, has the strength to be able to push forward, and it's a no-brainer when it comes to giving the ball to Tyshawn Freeman in these short yard situations.
He is to the right of Ambrose. Let's see. Oh, they fake it. They're going to pass. Going into the corner of the end zone. They got another one going. Oh, did he catch it? What they did? They're calling it a touchdown. Oh, my goodness. What a throw from Jordan Ambrose to Tawan Rome.
And I'll be honest with you. I think he got away with a little bit of a push-off on the offensive pass interference, which kind of created the space. But what a catch, what a throw. And I think in this situation you're going to have to go for 2. Well, you don't have to. I mean, you're up now 19-0.
Now Coach Nickel is out there pointing to the official. Do they have to declare they're going for 2 to the officiator, to the officials? He was pointing to everybody, but then he made sure to look at the official and say, I'm going for 2. Is that necessary?
It's not necessary because it's not like the NFL where the ball is spotted at 2 different places. I think what the situation might be is the play clock in this situation as they got to delay a game. And I think that's what his argument was is, hey, they scored a touchdown. The ball was marked. Why was the 40-second started right away? Because on it's a one untimed down after a touchdown, and the referee has to blow in that play typically. So I don't know what the situation is on that one.
And you can see Coach Nickel, and that's probably why he was talking about going for 2 to the official, and now it looks like they're going to kick it as Zeke Sanchez is on to the field. 19-0 early here in the 3rd quarter, and turnovers. or get short field, and Defiance has taken advantage.
Yeah, I mean, we look at how they scored on the last one. It was a turnover, and then they got a good return on the interception, and then was able to put the ball in the end zone. So Anderson's going to have to find it here shortly.
Tawan Roma's second touchdown pass of the day. Kick is good. That'll make it 19-0 early in the third.
9:40 our third quarter of play. Anderson 0, Defiance 20.
I can't read that far away.
They're up 3.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Trayvon Hagler back for Anderson to receive the kickoff. 2 quick touchdowns here to begin the third quarter for Defiance College. Low kick. See, maybe if they can get a brain fart again, but no dice as he catches it. Looking to get some space here and keeps fighting. And there comes a flag. One of the things you don't want to do if you're Anderson is try to do too much, because when you're fighting for extra yards and you turn, that's when that hit comes in and pops that ball out. Do what you do, but do it better.
Yeah, it does. And the thing unfortunate about the last play, that is right. You don't want to do the extra thing that's going to cause you to lose the ball, as we have a penalty here, and the refs are going to talk about it. But what we saw on the last drive, there wasn't anything special. It was one guy who made a hit on him, and he lost the ball. So it's all about job security.
Well, and Anderson will be set back as there's holding on the kick return. And again, these are the things that Coach Locke has to deal with now, being the interim head coach. Is like, all right, as any coach, having coached my kids in Little League and different things like that, you can live with the physical mistakes. It's the mental mistakes that'll drive you crazy. I mean, that's why Keith Myers has no hair left.
And those coaches who blame the refs, that's why Keith has no hair left.
Well,
I'm just kidding. No, but no, you're right. It's the small things. It's the little things in this game that we call football in America that we love watching on Saturdays and Sundays, and Fridays and whatever.
Well, Thursdays and Tuesdays.
Thursdays, I know, right? Monday night, yeah, all the nights. But it's the little things. It's mental errors. And if you think about it, what do we have more in the second half with the score 20-0 in favor of Defiance that we didn't have in the first half? That's penalties, mistakes, little mistakes, and turnovers.
Blitz, run blitz.
And another false start on Anderson there as the left guard moved before the ball was snapped. It's the little things that are going to kill you in the long run. And you can do great that false starts on 61, but it's those things that you have to be able to adapt to and not let it get you down.
And that totally negates a great first down pass from Norfleet to Byers. Now you're back in second and long instead of second and short.
Exactly, and now in this situation, you may have to throw the ball, as we see him drop back to do.
Pope, he's going up deep. Feet got tangled, but there's a receiver. It looked like Holguin. And he makes a nice move. Can he get into the end zone? No, he's tackled inside the 15-yard line to Julian Holguin, a junior from Richmond, Indiana. And just like that, Anderson is in striking distance.
And a great no call. I like that. The Anderson receiver ran into the defender. They got their feet tripped up. That's a great no call. Honestly, I didn't see him come. He came from nowhere. I didn't know he was going to catch it.
Keeper for Norfleet. He's going to get a few yards from the empty set.
And now we're in the situation where Now we're in the situation where you have to put points up on the board. You're down 20. You have to put points up on the board.
It's 4-down territory for sure.
Well, it's been 4-down territory in Defiance territory all day.
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to produce. But in this situation, they are now closer than they have been all game.
I say it on the broadcast all the time. Former Bears player is Norfleet here is rolling to his right, looking for someone to throw it to. He does. He says there's a difference. You get the money that folds, which is a touchdown, or the money that jingles, which is a field goal. They have to get money that folds here. They cannot afford to get money that jingles.
Because your money don't jiggle. It folds. Oh, sorry.
It's probably where he got that from.
I think that's exactly where he got that from. No, and that's right. You can't come here shortchanged. You got to be able to get into the end zone here and put the points up on the board that you need, because you're never going to get back into the game.
3rd down and about 3 is little run blitzes. They're throwing a little quick hitter, and no, couldn't quite connect with Holgan and Rigo Villa on the hit, and Norfleet's looking for a flag.
And I'm kind of surprised, and I know we are at the Division III level, but it don't matter. We want to protect all players no matter what level you're at, and he did throw him down at the end there. But they are going to go for a field goal here, and I like it. I like it. Your offense hasn't done anything. You have a good, strong kicker. We watched him warm up here at warm-ups, and it's a little bit shorter than the other ones, and you need to do whatever you can to put points up on the board.
Mateo Jesh, a freshman from Fishers, Indiana, with the kick. It is up, and it is good from 28 yards, and Anderson's on the scoreboard. It's 20-3, Defiance.
Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Again, back here at Defiance College, HCAC Game of the Week. We'll see if we can get you score updates from the other games in the league. As Anderson gets on the scoreboard, it's 20-3 Defiance.
And we do have a little update. No change in the score at Mount St. Joseph and Hanover. Starting the second half with 12:50 left, the score is still 20-14 in favor of Mount St. Joseph.
See if we can effort some scores on those other games as well. I get it. Jesh, kind of an onside kick, Pooch, and nice job there to be aware of that possibility. I think Jesh just got a little too much on it.
Yeah, and great job there. Well, maybe not enough. Sometimes in those situations you want to kick it hard so that it bounces off of the defender, because he came up to, the receiving team, I guess you could say, not the defender. It made it a little bit more easy for him to grab it since it wasn't that hard. But looking at the other football game of the conference, Manchester and Bluffton tied at halftime. That's going to be a close one as well.
That's very interesting, is Bluffton on the road looking for some first win mojo, as well as the big man Tyshawn Freeman gets a big chunky yardage right there. We've got some volleyball coming up as well for the HCAC this weekend, so stay tuned. Check us out at IndianaSRN on Twitter. We will tag schools as well as HCAC D3, as we love this conference. Ambrose, second and short. In the shotgun, fakes to Freeman. Looking to go deep, but the pressure caused him to take the short route. And I think he's got Recker is going to get a first down to about the 25-yard line.
And great throw there. And he took the hit. That's what's good. And he found the receiver who was open right at the sticks and was able to get that first down.
Again, the change in culture here at Defiance is you can sense it, you can see it, and that's making a difference. And I think that's what, honestly, one thing that the Anderson saw that they wanted as well in their program. Got a timeout on the field.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Little pitch from Ambrose to Freeman, and read perfectly by the defender on the play, Roach, to make the tackle, and Freeman's lid came off again, so he's got to take a seat for a play.
I think we need to either get smaller helmets because they keep falling off, or tighter chin straps. I don't know what it is, but they can't keep their hats on today. I know it's windy.
He actually had it. I think he had that happen 3 times when we were up here for a Kalamazoo game. So maybe he does need some tighter chin straps, or he got to quit hitting people so hard. And Ambrose with McNeil gives it to McNeil, looking for a little bit of space. Nice closure there, though, by by Connor Huffman, the Connor Huffman. That's when you get the linebacker and Huffman in
Yeah,
here.
the quarterback, the running back.
The Ambrose.
The defense on that one is doing a great job here. And if you're Anderson, you have to make a stop. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You cannot let them get away with a touchdown. No points is best. But with the field goal kicker with the wind behind his back, I don't know if they'll kick it or not.
We'll see. It's 3rd and long from the Anderson 24-yard line, as Defiance in control most of this 3rd quarter, looking to add to their 17-point lead. Ambrose going into the corner again, going for DJ Clark. Did he catch it? No. Oh, my goodness. Maybe gave him a little bit too much on that one.
Yeah, I think he let him a little bit too much. Great no call there. I know the crowd's wanting to pass interference, but if anything, that could be offensive pass interference because you can't create that space. You can't have your hand out to create that space as an offensive receiver. So I do like that no call there. And that's our bread and butter right there, going for that play, that little fade. We've seen it twice now for touchdowns, one on each side. So I like it. We may see it again here, but at this point you just want to get points.
Ambrose are up the middle, and they've hit both corners of the end zone. Where else do they have to go?
Up the middle.
4th and 10. Well, Ambrose went up the middle on his touchdown run.
You're right. 3 quarters.
There's, a little bit high, and a turnover on downs, trying to get it to DJ Clark. But again, Ambrose, those throws across those, it's interesting how Ambrose has thrown beautiful balls to the corners, but when he goes across the middle, he's high.
He is high.
Footwork, right?
Yes, it's footwork. It's follow through. You're not getting your back laid through as you're throwing the football. When you leave it open, your chest is open. You airmail the pass, whereas if your chest is at the spot you're wanting to throw, it's more of that line drive on the target.
And Ambrose comes back to the sideline. First order with that as Anderson takes over at their own 24-yard line, but they're down 17. Still plenty of time left. They got to get something going here with Roosevelt Norfleet. As they thought about the pitch, they got a guy behind the defense. This is going to be a touchdown unless they got some serious speed coming.
He's coming up.
Ryan McGough with the busted coverage, and there is the play Anderson needed. And we're next to their coaching booth, and they're excited on that huge 76-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, perfect stop there on the defense for Anderson. Give your offense a shot. And what have we been talking about all game? Anderson's offense has to make a dent into this lead, and that's exactly what they do on that pass play.
I love taking a shot after the turnover on downs, and boy, busted coverage there, and Ryan McGow made him play. Made him pay, not play.
Well, he didn't make him play.
Pay to play. No, not really. These cords are still in the way here. I got to make sure it's not in the way of our scoreboard camera here. Point after is good. We'll be back.
Regardless, if they score a touchdown here, it's still 11 points.
All right, huge pass from Roosevelt Norfleet to Ryan McGow, and it is a 20-10 ball game here with 5:18 left in the third quarter. Now, if you're Anderson, you're looking again for that stop. Defiance drove down into the red zone and then turned it over on downs. Now here, you're looking to get a stop deep in Defiance's territory to flip the field on special teams.
Well, I think if you look at the first half, you see that your defense has the ability to stop this Defiance offense, as they have the whole – it was 7-0 except for that one busted play right before the end of the first half. So their defense has the ability to do it. Now their offense has given them life, even more life, and put points up on the board, so they got to continue to do that.
We'll see what happens here as the wind is picked up, so they have to tee up the kickoff. As Jess kicks a little roller, it gets back to the backfield. Coming left is DJ Clark, and he's got some space.
Holding.
And that's going to come back.
Yep. Great call there by the official throwing the flag. It was a hold. He kind of got him twice. Can you get double flags on the same guy?
It's possible. As Ted Lamson, a 5'10 junior from Odin, Indiana, makes the tackle. And that will set Defiance back further. So now it's time for Anderson's defense, the Orange Crush, if you will, versus the Purple People Eaters. The old heads will know what I'm talking about there.
I'm not that old, so.
The Orange Crush Denver Broncos?
Oh. Well, who's the Purple Pea Heads?
Purple People Eaters?
Oh, People Eaters.
That's the Vikings. I'm way too old for this.
You are old, I'm sorry.
All right, Defiance has the football. Out comes Ambrose. They're going to be pretty confident with how they've moved the ball in the second half, as Freeman is to the left of Ambrose here on first down. And they'll just give it to the big man, but great job by the front line of Anderson, led by Eben Pearson, for a loss on the play.
And we've seen this all day by Anderson. Like I said, we've seen a couple blips in defense that we had. Some plays where you just can't defend. Another helmet coming off again.
I didn't see who it was, though.
I think it was one of the linemen, number 74.
All right, second and about 13 for Defiance. Ambrose fakes the pitch and keeps up the middle. That's been a good play for them, as he's got some space and gets close to a first down, almost a horse collar.
Yeah, and a great read there by Ambrose. That defender was all over it. If he would have pitched, he might have pitched it directly to the Anderson defender, and he would have gone in for a touchdown. But great read to fake the pitch in this run right up the middle, which a play that we've seen be successful multiple times tonight.
You got an injury timeout on the field. We will keep it here. I believe you had a Rose Holman score a little bit earlier?
Last I checked, they were leading Franklin 35-0. So
that's a surprise, because Franklin was one of the undefeated teams in the league as well. Again, 4 3-0 teams and 4 0-3 teams, but a lot of them are playing each other.
Sorry, update here. Mount St. Joseph got a field goal in the third quarter. We're halfway through the third quarter. Scores 23-14 in favor of the Mount St. Joseph.
The Lions ahead of the Hanover Panthers. And again, coming into today, Hanover, Mount St. Joseph, Franklin, and Rose-Hulman 3-0 in conference play. But Rose-Hulman and Franklin are playing each other, and Mount St. Joseph and Hanover are playing each other. So we'll have some separation on that. So we'll see what's going on here, and hopefully they can take care of this players. That is Sotelo, who is hurt, trying to put weight on the ankle there, not able to do much. And, boy, when you're traveling in D3, you can't bring a ton of people, so they're going to bring another injured player in to help get him off the field.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. Looks like might have got rolled up on the tackle, kind of spun Ambrose around and was able to, it stinks in those situations when you get rolled up on. It's probably the worst feeling ever. And when you're trying to bring a player down who's bigger than you and he breaks a tackle but then gets tackled by a buddy and rolled up on, those are injuries you don't like to see.
It's even worse when it's friendly fire. Like, it's even like when a running back gets tackled and rolls up on an offensive lineman, or
right.
Those are just the worst. Is first down for Defiance here at the 39-yard line. Handoff to Freeman's got some space. You got to bring him. Yeah, you cannot tackle that young man high at all.
Not at all. And Anderson's done a good job at that today, as we saw right there from the Anderson defender to be able to bring him down. He's such a strong runner, and he's hard to bring down. But Anderson's done a great job today.
Yeah, Connor Essick there is like, I'm going to grab him by his leg, and I'm going to hang on for dear life. So second and short. And they'll just keep giving it to Freeman as he'll move the sticks for a first down, and they're in Anderson territory.
And now at this point, it's game management. I mean, I know we've still got a whole nother quarter to go, but you're up 10. You see Anderson getting that momentum. If you can keep their offense off the field to not maintain that momentum and put this defense to be tired, that's what you'll do in this situation.
If you ever needed a turnover, if you're Anderson, now is the time. You cannot let them continue to drive and wear out your defense. You need a big play from the Anderson defense here to get them the ball back and give them a chance. Okay, let's see what they have cooked up here is Ambrose. Oh, gives it to McNeil. As Freeman's getting a breather, he breaks free. Oh, and two defenders hit each other, and that's off to the races. Luckily, he gets caught, but it's going to be first and goal for Defiance.
Yeah, and friendly fire. We just talked about friendly fire now on the injury standpoint, but in that situation, you're trying to go for a tackle when you have one guy coming in from a different angle as the guy who's chasing down the runner, and they take each other out. There's always that opportunity to get a big gain on that, as we saw in this one.
They're going to say he was out of bounds at the 14, so it will not be first and goal, but it will be first and 10 for Defiance, and their offense has been rolling here in the second half.
They have, and they're moving the ball, and that's what you want. And we saw them stall out a lot in the first half and not be able to pick up these big gains and get the momentum swung to their side, but we're seeing a lot more in the second half.
I love the combination of thunder and lightning of McNeil and Freeman in the backfield, which they have right now.
Don't forget about the rain.
The rainbow, yeah. Ambrose. And he's going to give it to McNeil, but great read. No, great read by Ambrose as he was going to give it to McNeil. Or excuse me, he was going to give it to McNeil. And Evan Pearson read that, and Ambrose said, "I'll take that, please."
Well, good thing you didn't read that because you
know,
read it wrong.
I did. I got fooled. You had to call me out, really?
I'm sorry. You called me out earlier.
That's all right. Oh, no, all right.
Never.
We got a timeout on the field.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter @IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now.
Second down and 8 for Defiance. And Jelani Warren looks like he's in to quarterback now. Hands it off to Freeman. And he's going to get a bunch of yardage there. Seth Pearson into quarterback for Defiance. That's interesting. Was it Ambrose that got dinged up there?
Ambrose is on the sideline getting checked out here by the
he
trainer.
is, yeah. Looks like it's his shoulder, but into quarterback for Defiance is Seth Pearson. He is a 5'11" senior from Fort Wayne, Indiana, Northrop High School. And it's going to be delay of game, I believe. That happens sometimes with a backup quarterback.
Yeah, and we've seen it throughout the day, a couple of them now. I think that's our third delay of game of the game. So those are the little things that you have to adjust to, especially when you put in a backup quarterback. But as a backup quarterback, you got to be ready. You got to always know the situation. You got to know where we're at on the field, and you got to be ready to come in at any moment because situations like that, you're going to be called upon.
Everybody loves you when you're the backup. All right, Pearson in the pistol with the big man behind him. Pitch to him. Nice play there. Nice read by Connor Essick. Caught him to cause Freeman to jump over him. Lost his balance, and it is going to be third down? Excuse me.
So they picked up the first down on the last play.
Okay, so it's second and goal from the 8.
Correct.
As they're going to get one more shot here, I think, before the period ends. As Pearson's going to try that corner out. And caught for the touchdown.
That was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ball.
And I can't tell who he threw that to. It looks like it may be Devin Brown, but a great throw from Pearson. I take that back. Sean Montgomery for the touchdown. They love those corner routes. And again, they're going to go for 2 to make it a 28-10 ball game.
Yellow Jackets line up for a 2-point conversion attempt.
3 backs in the backfield here. Now they're going to shift.
They better hurry. They got 3 seconds.
They got it. Pearson going back to the corner. Oh, the receiver fell down. DJ Clark looked like it was the intended receiver. And the score remains 26-10 near the end of the third.
Oh, they ruled it incomplete on the field.
All right, touchdown for Defiance. Seth Pearson with the touchdown pass came in as Ambrose dinged up his shoulder, but score nonetheless makes it 26-10 with 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter.
A beautiful pass there by the backup coming in and getting the job done.
Kick is caught at about the 10-yard line, comes to his right, cuts back left. We'll get up to about the 30-yard line where Anderson will start with 13 and a half to go here in the third. Anderson needs another big play quickly. They did get some confusion on the defense on that last drive for the big play to Mago. For the 76-yard touchdown pass. It looks like Holgan and Moon are in the backfield with Norfleet. Ooh, Holgan looked like he may have left early, and Pope on the blitz. Oh, he got him open on the wheel route. It's going to be Holgan. Oh, my goodness, what a play. And just like that, another huge score for Anderson. Boy, the pressure caused Norfleet to step up in the pocket, but he saw Holgan was open and put it on the money.
What a play, what a pass. Way to keep the drive alive. He was about to get sacked on the opposite side coming right at him, and on the wheel route was able to find him and throw it. And then after that, it's just the speed takes over for him to get into the end zone.
Another 60-plus yard touchdown, and they're going to go for 2 to make it a one-point game, or to make it a one-score game, as Norfleet in the shotgun. In motion's Holgan. He rolls right. Looking for Holgan again. He's open. Was he down?
Yeah.
Oh,
down.
No, just missed it. Norfleet could not lead him quite enough, but 26-16 here near the end of the third.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Another big play for the Ravens offense, and just like that, it is 26-16. Tried to get the two-point conversion to make it a one-score game, but couldn't quite convert. Now they'll kick off to Defiance. He's kind of shell-shocked, and 2 one-play drives for Anderson last 2 times they've had the football.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 quick plays. They've got the ball with 20 seconds left in the third quarter, and now they're 2.4. They scored a touchdown. I mean, this is the offense that they needed to see in the first half, and I think I called it. We were about to see the offense explode on both sides and get some points here in the second half, and that's what we've done.
I love the call of not taking a wide receiver deep, but doing the wheel route with the running back in motion to kind of throw Defiance off of the scent there, which was a smart play call.
And it also gives you an option. It gives you an option to hit the wheel route if you want, but you also have 2 receivers usually crossing in the middle of the field or cross pattern or slant that you can hit if you don't like the wheel route. And in that situation, I mean, it was open and it was a beautiful pass.
Well, and he stepped up in the pocket because of pressure too, but still was able to get the ball out.
And that was one of the impressive things, was that he kept the play alive.
Uh-oh. That ball's been touched, and it's picked up way back, and they need a tackle, does Anderson, and they're going to be – Defiance is going to be pinned at their 10-yard line.
And the music's still playing in the
And now we
stadium.
got some – now we got another helmet coming off. And it is getting chippy out there. Is that one untimed down?
Curious as to why the music just keeps playing.
Yes.
During that same play.
Is because the helmet came off they get one untimed down, or is it the end of the quarter?
So,
we'll say it's the end of the quarter. Come back for an exciting end.
From warehousing to transportation, everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
We are back as Defiance is pinned back deep in their own territory at their 10-yard line after an Anderson score. It's a 10-point game here as we start the fourth quarter, and you can see the coaches have the entire Defiance defense down in front of the whiteboard to talk about the busted coverages, those last two plays that have caused touchdowns for Anderson, as Defiance is set to go with Ambrose. He hands it off to McNeil, and McNeil goes nowhere.
Yeah, and to go back to these defenses, we saw a great defensive battle in the first half when then, Ambrose was able to find a gap in the defense of Anderson and exploit it and get into the end zone. And ever since we've started the second half, it's been a scoring fest. We went from 7-0 at halftime to starting the fourth quarter at 26-16.
I think that speaks to the level of coaching, because you're seeing things and you're making adjustments and they're working. Correct.
I think as a coaching staff, you got your coaches up in the box, you got your coaches on the field. They're seeing the plays each from start to finish and knowing where those gaps are that they can fill. And we're seeing it now on this drive. Defiance is not able to move the ball. It's going to bring up 3rd and 9.
Tyshawn Freeman there in the carry. It's going to be 3rd and long, as he's a little gimpy getting up too. Things could be getting interesting here.
Yeah, I think this is going to get very interesting here at the end.
At the OK Carousel. Oh, ha ha ha.
That's a play. Personal foul, 51. That's the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
Wow, for personal foul against 51 for
offensive
the
lineman,
Yellow
yeah.
Jackets. Must have been some extracurricular activity there, but that's stuff that referees don't throw those flags just for anything.
Andre Elmore with the penalty. Now they're pinned way back. So if you're going to pass here, you got to be careful. A sack or a grounding call in the end zone is 2 points for Anderson.
And that gets them right to where they were trying to do for the 2-point conversion. So you do got to be smart on this play.
3rd down and about 15 as they just hand it off. No, Ambrose keeps it. He almost gets tackled. Then he pitches it out. They got some space, and they're going to get a 1st down and more. And, oh, my goodness, Ambrose almost got tackled in the end zone and somehow escaped.
I'm going to be honest with you. There was a couple big guys downfield there. They got away with an eligible receiver downfield because in high school you get a little bit of a cushion, but in college you do not. If your body if there's linemen down the field,
we don't criticize officials, Daniel. Come on now.
I didn't criticize. I just said they got away with one.
It's a big play because they got a 1st down and their backs aren't against the wall anymore out at their own 25 here early in the 4th.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want. You want to take the time off. You got the 1st down. They kept him in bounds, or he stayed in bounds, and therefore, you're keeping the clock running.
Got to get the play clock. It's almost down to 0, and they just do get it off. Ambrose across the middle with another fastball trying to get to Cole Recker, and the umpire was right in the way. Nice little pick there by the umpire, but you've got to play through that. He is playing his position.
Yeah, you got to be able to get into put the ball where your receiver is going to get it. But obviously, sometimes you have a 12th person out there in stripes that you got to go around, and typically you don't see routes going that way.
That is the position that's the toughest for the football officials because you're right in the middle of everything. As Ambrose back to pass, a little quick hitter out here to the edge, but nice tackle on the play by Jerry Boateng.
Yeah, great coverage there. Read it through and through from there. Was able to knock him down so he didn't give up the big play. It's going to bring down a 3rd down and manageable, but we'll say about 3rd down and 6. So
I still see a little bit of a hitch in Freeman's step. Makes you wonder if they're going to maybe try something different here on this 3rd down play. We shall see. Can Anderson force the punt? Ambrose back, pressure, rolling out to his right, has a receiver, Recker, and great defense there on the play.
Great coverage there. No flag, no penalty. That was great defense. Kept it in front. Kept the receiver behind him. Turned around to watch for the ball. Great defense there.
Junior linebacker Colin McCaffrey on the coverage of Cole Recker, the tight end. You got the matchup you wanted if you're Defiance. You got your tall tight end on a linebacker, but just a great play by McCaffrey.
Yeah, great coverage there by the defender McCaffrey. He was able – the biggest thing in college football is making sure you turn around and looking for the ball. If you're just running and face guarding, you're going to get a penalty 95% of the time. But when you turn around and make a play on the ball, you're more than likely not going to get a penalty if there's contact.
And now he's probably going to be traded to San Francisco, McCaffrey is. Oh, I think that got tipped. And nobody knows where it's at. Oh, this is huge.
Oh, no. It doesn't matter. They maintained it.
Boateng falls on it, and Anderson is going to get fantastic field position on a tipped punt.
I don't. Was it tipped? It kind of just went straight up. It was close.
I mean, because there was a guy right there, but I think it kind of went. It was get a replay here.
I couldn't tell in the replay. It just kind of went straight up.
Really? Wow. If that's not tipped, that's the craziest punt I have ever seen.
I've probably seen crazier, but that was pretty crazy.
I did see like a 4-yard punt last night.
You never seen a negative punt?
With wind, I have, but this one wasn't windy. It was just a shankopotamus. But New Pal still won, so.
Oh, my gosh.
All right. Norfleet has a chance here. Fakes it to Moon, throws the out pattern, and he just telegraphed that one bigger than life.
Very, very fortunate there because that was going to be going a long way with his interception. And when you're in this situation, you can't force that stuff. You're in the time of the game where not necessarily playing conservative, but you want points, but you don't want to force anything because forcing is game changer.
Vashon Palmer and C.J. Vance saw nothing but green turf in front of them if they got their hands on that football. Nice play by the receivers to knock it away, and you live for another down here, and it's 2nd and 10. Norfleet has Travis Moon beside him in the backfield. This time they give it to Moon. He's got some space. Nice yardage gain there as he's going to be just about 2 yards short of a first down. 3rd and short for the Ravens.
And that's why I think they've continue to go on with Moon as he's just agile. He can sneak into places, get through places, and pick up first downs or get close to making 3rd down manageable as we see here 3rd down and short. But, Moon is not a big guy. He's 5'9", 192, but, I mean, he's not a small guy, I guess I could say.
Norfleet didn't do much, but he's throwing it up in the air, and it is caught! Touchdown, Anderson.
Great throw.
R.J. Anthony Jr. with the touchdown pass, and boy, oh boy, have things gotten interesting.
Great catch there as well. I mean, we'll watch this. I believe we have replay, but
Watch Norfleet's feet. He doesn't move.
Yeah, and he's tall enough that he's able to get in and maintain it. But we got a ball game.
Big extra point here by Jesh to make it a field goal difference. And we are early in the 4th. Oh, no, they busted it again. Lamson couldn't hang on to it, and it's still a 4-point lead for Defiance.
Anderson, 22.
We are back. Anderson with a touchdown, but missed the PAT, so it's still 26-22. A field goal doesn't tie it here. Some updates. Hanover finds the end zone. They're only down to Mount St. Joseph 23-21 at the end of the 3rd quarter. And, boy, there's a doozy down there as well. So we got 2 good games here.
Actually, correction. Hanover took the lead and goes for 2, and they are up 29-23 over Mount St. Joseph with 11:26 to go in the game.
Well, they need to get their Twitter going then, because my goodness.
Well, that's why I'm on Gamecast.
There you go. Can't beat that. We'll see if we can get some other scores.
Or we can pop over to IndianaSRN and listen to our friends over there.
Yeah, I did. They were talking to look into arguing. We need to look into theirs, but we don't know how to do that yet. Both great games today in the game of the week, and boy, Jesh pounded that one.
He can kick off, but like I said, it was with the wind too, or the wind behind him.
And I'm glad you said that, because had they make that extra point,
it was going to be a field goal game.
A field goal game, and you get close, and he's got that kind of leg.
He does have that kind of leg. The issue is, and I actually noticed this during warm-ups as I was watching him warm up, he actually was warming up with the place kicking, or the whole, the fake holder. And he was hitting them, but when they've got the long snapper was putting the ball low. And I think I even said to you, got to bring it up, young fella. Got to get it up.
All right, Ambrose back out, and he gives it to Freeman. Doesn't get a ton.
And I think that right here we're in the situation where Anderson's defense is going to tighten up, and they, you don't want to give up any first downs. It's a good stop there on first down. They're trying to chip away. Clock's running. We still got a lot of time left in this game.
And you can see the confidence in this Anderson football team on both sides of the football.
Yes, now. We saw the first half that the defense has had it all game, and now we're seeing the offense have it in the second half, and this has turned out to be the heck of a game.
It's amazing what two big plays like that can do for the morale of a football team. Ambrose back to pass. Finds Recker, but great coverage there. It's going to be 3rd and about 6.
Great hit, great coverage. He was right on it, was able to stop him, right on the catch. Now, if you're Defiance, you got a little yards there. You got 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 6, I think is what they have it marked out. But this is a big play right here for Anderson.
And big call for the OC for Defiance. Again, all 3 coaches, head coach, OC, and DC, all from Arkansas Pine Bluff, came together. So we'll see what we got dialed up here for the Yellow Jackets. Rolls out right. Freeman's blocking for him. He's going to get it to. It is a catch to Michael Martin.
Nice find there. Nice read. Was able to get the first down. That's big for Defiance. Great play call there. I like the rollout by him. And what it does is it gives your receivers time to find those gaps in the defense, find those open spots. You still want them to run their route. You know where they're going to go. But when you roll and you scramble a little bit, you're able to give the receiver time to beat that defense.
Good pitch and catch. Texas to Tennessee there, as Martin's a 5'10 junior from Nashville. And he is in motion now, but keeper from Ambrose, and he slid, but he got popped.
Yeah, there was a late slide. I like the no call there. It's one of those late slides where as a quarterback, you're going to take the hit. He had already taken that motion toward to make the tackle, and then you slide. That's not going to get you a penalty.
And Connor Essick got dinged right there on the play. It looks like he got a injury timeout on the field. We'll take it with him.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
I like to thank our production team, who seem to be tired from the drive up here.
Hey guys, how about that right in?
Nick Lewis producing Otto St. DeJour. I hope I said that right on camera, as they've done a great job for us today. As it is 2nd and about 7 for the Yellow Jackets here. Ambrose back to throw, looking right, going deep. He's got Martin. Is he in bounds? Oh, no.
That one is a flag, yep.
You've said it before, didn't turn his head around.
Nah, and you can't run right through the receiver, and that's exactly what he did. He didn't look for the ball, and then he just ran right into the receiver. That's a great call. Easy call.
And that is going to be a huge call right there. Dravion Williams, a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, on the coverage. And that gives Defiance a first down. And, boy, you need a big stop here now if you're Anderson.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're at 8 minutes, 42 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And
all right. It's just a 15-yard penalty and not a spot foul, which is nice.
yeah, college football, there is no spot fouls. It's all 15 yards from the line of scrimmage on a pass interference call.
Ambrose, pitch to Freeman, coming up, and man,
he got lucky.
The ball came out. Are they going to say he was down?
Yeah, they're marking him down.
That takes some courage to see that big boy coming and know, I got to put my head down and make a tackle.
Yeah, and we've seen all day from him how he has that strength to run and put a hit on somebody, and he's supposed to be the one that's supposed to be getting hit himself as a running back. So
yeah,
he's a strong guy.
He's waving off the substitution too, as they thought he was hurt, and they're bringing in McNeil for him. You know, when I see people trying to take him on, it reminds me of Steve Atwater and Christian Okoye. You're probably too young for that.
I probably am too young.
Wow, really, you guys? Seriously? Ambrose back to pass, going deep again. He's got a receiver. Oh, are they going to call? No. Nice defense there.
I think any pass that is thrown by Defiance and is not caught, the whole sideline has thrown their arms up for a pass interference. And these officials are doing a great job today because that definitely was not pass interference.
So Christian Okoye was the Nigerian nightmare. He's a big running back, big and fast, and just would run people over. And they were playing Monday Night Football, and he came through the middle, and Steve Atwater came down, boom, and knocked Okoye backwards, which had never been seen before. And you could literally hear it up in the booth, the hit, and it changed the whole game, and Denver won.
Did they win the Super Bowl that year?
No. They didn't win until they changed to those ugly uniforms they have now. Offsides there, I believe. Are they going to call it a false start? He was caused to jump off sides, so that is a false start. Send him back 5 yards. It'll be third and about 13 from the 45-yard line.
And now, once again, this is a big third down for Anderson. You got to come up with the stop. You know, if they're not in that opportunity, the fourth and short, they're not going to go for it. They're going to punt it. And your offense has been working pretty well this second half, so you got to come up with a stop here.
Defiance has had some good play calls here on third down as McNeil's in the backfield. Comes out in the flat, forced to his right is Ambrose, looking for anybody. Nobody's there. He's going to run it. Is he going to get it? Jumps and gets flipped, taking his body and saying, it does not matter. The sticks do, and he gets the first down.
Wow, what a run there by Ambrose. That's a team leader if I've ever seen one. He knows he's going to take a hit. He takes a hit, as you can see on the replay. Goes up, gets flipped, and gets the first down.
Wow. Speaking of Broncos Super Bowls, that reminds me of John Elway getting the first down and getting helicoptered against Green Bay. God, I love that. Anytime Green Bay loses, it's amazing. So Ambrose now first down just inside the 30-yard line of Anderson. Freeman's back in. He gets the ball, big hole, and he'll move the sticks again.
Yeah, credit to this front line of Defiance. I did have a brain fart. Sorry about that. Thanks there, Nick, our producer, saying, hey, did you forget where we are? No, this offensive line for Defiance has been doing a great job all night, creating the holes. And when you can win on the front line, it's going to show in the stats.
And how big now does that pass interference loom in this game? Because they had, Anderson had Defiance stopped.
Absolutely, and that's one of those things where you gotta know how. Those are the little things we talk about. You gotta know how to defend. You gotta know where the ball is at all times.
Oh, is that a horse collar? No.
Nope.
Makari Bigham's on the jet sweep, and great read there by number 35.
Brought down by
Evan Person, a 6'3" freshman from Fort Wayne.
And we got an update on Mount St. Joseph has taken the lead 30-29.
That is a barn burner as well. You watching the webcast of that game, too?
No, I just looked it up.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. They're probably watching ours on the side. Ambrose, fake to McNeil, cross the middle, caught.
Ambrose pass is complete.
That looks like Tawan Rome.
It's short of the first down, though.
Complete to Tawan Rome. 3rd down and 1.
But you get 3rd and 1, which is much nicer than what you possibly had as a 3rd down. And you have to imagine this is 2-down territory. You want to put it back to a 2-score football game.
Well, you got a field goal. The only issue is the wind's in your face. Yeah, I don't know if you go for this now. Let's see if they get it on 3rd down. We keep talking a little ahead of schedule.
Yeah, it doesn't make it a 1-score game. Oh, but Freeman will not be stopped. Did he make it in the end zone? No, they're calling him down at the 1.
But he did get the first down, and that's important because now once the ball is placed.
Oh, and they're bringing the big boys in. Rigo Villa. This is the meat packing alignment right here.
Hey, it looks like an Anderson player going down, so we got a timeout for the injured player. We'll stay right here. But, yeah, that game over at Hanover has become a pretty good one. But, look, we got a game going here.
What a great run there by Tyshawn Freeman.
Strong. Initially hit right at the line of scrimmage. Anderson had an opportunity to bring him down to stop him to make up 4th down, but instead he keeps pushing and almost gets in. I think he's at the half-yard line.
It looked like they brought in Rigo Villa for 1, and it looked also like they were bringing in, he's already on, maybe Heidelberg, another offensive lineman. This is the Hogs package for sure for Defiance as they want to stick it in the end zone here. And if you're Anderson, you have to know what's going to happen here.
We know who it's going to.
We know who's getting the football. Now, how do you stop it, especially with all that beef out there?
Well, we'll see. If they load the inside, you can see, if you have an eligible receiver, one of the big guys, so throw them into flat, do a play action. So we'll see. Maybe a quarterback sneak here.
Well, you've got Fernando Sanabra Nieves.
And they didn't even have to run it up the middle. They went to the outside with them for the touchdown for Defiance.
Brought a nose tackle, another offensive lineman in his H-backs, and then said psych and went to the edge. And Tyshawn Freeman scores to make it a 10-point game. Are they going to go for 2 to make it a 3-score game? Because remember, a touchdown 2-point is 8, plus 3 is 11. 2 points here makes it a 12-point game.
Yeah, I don't know why they're going for. I honestly don't know why they would go for this. It's no difference. They're going to need. Well,
and
we'll
did
see.
He get in? No, didn't get
Here's
it.
the situation. Now you still need a touchdown and a field goal, where you would need a touchdown, an extra point, or a 2-point conversion and a field goal if you would have just kicked the field goal.
True. We got lots more in store for you this weekend on HCAC.tv. We've got some volleyball. Transylvania Anderson in a volleyball tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I believe we have another volleyball game? No? Next Saturday, the HCAC game of the week. Franklin at Manchester. Franklin was down 24-0 to Rose-Hulman. Manchester was tied with Bluffton last we checked.
Yes, I have not checked. Let me see.
Let's see if we get some updates
where
here.
We're at on the updates on that.
It's getting interesting at the.
It is. That Mount St. Joseph Hanover game is getting a little interesting.
They just got to look into our game.
They did get a look into our game.
All right, 10-point lead, 4:52 to go. I think the big thing there was that a lot of time went off the clock with that drive.
It did, and now you're in a pinch where you got to get them points on the board quickly. And we know Anderson can do it, but I think Defiance is going to be prepared for that. Update, final score, Firm Rose Holman 49-0 over Franklin.
Oh, my goodness. Franklin had been playing really well. Garrett Cora, their running back, has been fantastic this year, as well as their quarterback, and his name escapes me for some reason. I don't know why. He was our player of the week when we were there for the Anderson game. They're both from Tri-West High School. I do know that, and for some reason in my old age I can't remember the quarterback's name.
Old age, you're young.
The young 54. As the kickoff is short.
Oh, no.
They got to pick it up. Yes. And let's see what Anderson has in store here also. Big series for the Defiance defense.
Yeah. This is – if you can stop him here, game's over. I think so. I know you still got 450. They can't stop your offense. They can't stop your running back.
Not only are both these teams looking to get their first wins this year, they're looking to get their first wins for their coaches, but Defiance is at home. You don't want a team without a win to come in here and take one from you.
Right. And
so this is a big series for their defense.
Correct. And you never want to come in expecting you're going to get a win because you're playing an undefeated team. You got to earn that win, and I think so far they have tonight.
Norfleet looked like he wanted to go deep, but coverage is good. Running behind the line of scrimmage, nice little spin move. Going to get maybe 4 on the play, but I think he was looking for Holguin again.
We do got a penalty flag.
Oh, yes, we do.
Flag on the play.
Mago is deep as well. We'll see what it is. Is it going to be man downfield because he was running? I don't think so. Maybe
it wouldn't be downfield. It is thrown towards the.
Origo Villa got an unsportsmanlike conduct for Defiance, and 72 Sherman Turner Jr. got it, offensive lineman for Anderson. So they're not putting up with the chitter chatter and the
No, they're not. And
shenanigans.
they kind of did early on. Those are our first unsportsmanlike penalties of the game, and those are important because if you get another one as a player,
you're done.
You're done. You're ejected from the game, and you're suspended for the next game after that. So it is important that they take control of this game.
Norfleet back, flushed out to his left. Coltrane looking to get him. He does, but Norfleet could quite possibly, he does have the first down. As you can see, Coltrane was the spy on Norfleet, and now we have another person down.
We've had a lot of helmets fall off and a lot of injured players. I think we need to work on something with our helmets.
Norfleet back to pass again. Great coverage, but he will take the yardage and run for another first down. One of the things about these play calls, sending receivers deep, is it opens up the middle of the field, running room for Norfleet. Even though Coltrane is there kind of as a spy, that's only one guy to beat, and he's getting chunks of yardage, but the problem is clock's still running.
Yeah, and that's when you run a lot, you don't have a lot of stoppage of time, and he's down right there. His knee was down when he caught the ball. In college, it's when your knee's down, you're down. In NFL, it's when you're touched. So his knee was down when he caught that ball. So it's going to be a loss of 1 there to bring up 2nd and 11, and the clock keeps running.
If you're Moon there and you're going to go down and need to catch it, just let it go.
Yeah, I mean,
clock stops, incomplete pass.
It's one of those things where you just don't think about it. You want to catch the ball no matter what, and his knee's down.
2nd and 11, Norfleet back. Thought about it again. trying to outrun Coltrane. No. Thomas Coltrane with a tackle. It'll be 3rd and about 7.
Great hit here. We're in the situation now where if we can get if Anderson can get a first down in this situation, they have to get a first down. They can't go for a field goal. I know the wind is behind. The wind has picked up as I look at the flag and the trees. It has picked up. There could be an opportunity for Anderson field goal to kick it, and they need a field goal being down 10.
They do. Big 3rd down play here as Norfleet's back to pass. He's going deep into double coverage. Oh, it's still almost caught.
He did almost catch that. I don't like that. I don't like that play call. I think he just threw that up like it was the end of the game, Hail Mary, instead of actually reading the defense. He got fortunate that the defender jumped early.
Jalen Red, yeah.
He almost he shot it. He overshot it, and it almost landed right into Anderson and the receivers.
This most definitely could be the ball game right here. 4th and 7 for Anderson from Defiance's 45-yard line, down 10, 2:23 to go. Norfleet back, looking for a pass. Oh, led Byers too much. Threw a bullet. There was some pressure. Norfleet got hit, but the stop on the play.
And they got to be careful here. Their coach is on the sideline. They got to get off the field. If they're not off the field, that's their 2nd of the game, so that will be a penalty for sideline interference if they're not careful. But great. I'm not going to say necessarily great defensive coverage. I'm going to say that was a poor throw by Fleetwood because he just couldn't. He got hit, so he couldn't follow through on it. But still, great job by Defiance to come up with the big stop.
Byers was open, too.
He was. He let him a little bit too much, obviously. But you got to give your receiver a chance to make a play on the ball.
Now, 2 timeouts left for Anderson, so they can only stop it twice if they don't get a first down. And Freeman's just going to keep going, and they're trying to strip the ball out.
I mean, at this point, that's your only opportunity. But Defiance, I tell you what, really came alive here in the second half.
That is your 2nd timeout. They can only stop the clock 1 more time. And you really literally have to tackle the football here if you're Anderson.
Yeah, and he can't really go for the strip. I know that's the easy thing to do at this point in the game, but, man, what a game this turned out to be.
Yeah, it's been fantastic from such low scoring in the first half to a doozy in the second half. What we got an update for Mount St. Joseph and Hannum.
Mount St. Joseph scored again, so I believe the score is now 37-29.
8-point game, so still a 1-possession game there. And I believe they had kind of the same amount of time left that we had here, but first time ever 2 games of the week on HCAC TV. You know what we need to do? 2 minutes ago, we got to pick a player of the game.
Oh, man.
I know when we got Nick's got a vote, so.
You got a vote?
Nick does get a vote.
Yeah, you don't.
Boy, so let's see. We've got Ambrose. Ambrose ran for a touchdown and threw for 2. He threw for 2 to Tawan Rome, but he also has another touchdown pass as Tyshawn Freeman.
Yeah, but then right there,
yardage.
You got Freeman. I mean, Tyshawn has had a pretty stellar game, and he's been, keeping a lot of these drives alive with his big runs on either 3rd down or 2nd and long, able to pick up first down. So, I don't know.
That's the final timeout for Anderson. It sounded like Nick voted for Ambrose. I'm going to vote for Ambrose too, so your vote doesn't matter.
I know, you up there. Who you got?
He doesn't get a vote.
Sorry, the cameraman. Sorry, cameraman. So our HCAC player of the game for this game is going to be Jordan Ambrose. We'll make sure and post pictures of him with the cookies on our Twitter feed at IndianaSRN at the end of the game. Once we sign off, Dana and I will run down there and make sure and deliver those. Sadly, they are not the Debbie Myers special because there were 2 games and they were visiting family, and so but we still have treats for him. Sean picked up some good ones from Meyer. Is going to be short of a first down there, but No timeouts left. The clock is going to continue to run.
I have a feeling they may go for this just to seal the deal.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's going to punt. I think that's probably the smart thing. You got 2 players who already got unsportsmanlike conducts on each team. I don't think you want to put yourself in a situation to get it again. Let's bring in the punt team.
No, he's not. He's bringing in the
I thought he said again. Punt. I guess I can't hear.
So this could be the ball game right here, although it would be a miracle if Anderson was somehow able to get 10 points in a minute 22. And here we go. Oh, that was a helmet knocker right there. We heard that up here.
That's going I don't like that call. I don't like that call to not measure. I think in this situation you should have to measure that. Because that ball needed to get to the 45, and this line judge's mark is right on the 45. So, but that'd be it.
That will just about do it as Bill Nickel and the Defiance Yellow Jackets will get their first victory of the year, and he will get his first victory as coach of Defiance College. Maybe we should get him the cookies.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, there's so many people today who have.
You know what? Let's do that.
You want to do that?
Well, we'll say Ambrose is the player of the game, but we'll give the cookies to Coach Nickel.
Well, you can do that.
What do you say?
We can do that.
All right. I think it's the Gatorade bath.
Then I think he deserves the cookies.
Yeah. As the final clock runs down, what a game here from Defiance, Ohio, as the Yellow Jackets are going to come out victorious 32-22. What a fight by Anderson. They fought back in the second half. Final thoughts, Daniel Morales.
I knew the second half was going to be electrifying. We had a slow but fast-paced game on time-wise in the first half, a defensive battle, and in the second half, man, we put up 47 points in the second half.
That's impressive.
I mean, it was a great game. You never really knew. It could have swung either way. Anderson had 2 big plays. Defiance had multiple big plays in the second half and able to score and win this game. So, what a game.
Awesome job by both squads in this football game, as you see the wonderful show of sportsmanship that we love in sports is the shaking of the hands. And, boy, a monkey off the back of Coach Nickel, and he's got to be loving it. It's going to be fun times tonight in Defiance, Ohio, as the Yellow Jackets get their first victory of the year.
Yeah, what a win. What a win for Defiance. What a way to get your coach's first win. Doesn't matter who it's against, it's your first win, and you're always going to remember your first win as a head coach. And tonight, this was a well-coached, well-prepared, well-executed team for Defiance.
And I will say this, one of the assistant coaches for Anderson's a former student of mine. He's who we were talking to a little bit earlier. And he talked already about a change of culture. You could see it on the field for Anderson.
Most definitely.
We had them earlier in the year. We also had Defiance. You could see Defiance changing. You can now see Anderson changing. Well, that will do it here from Defiance College. Again, stay tuned. Volleyball tomorrow.
That you got to watch. 3 players you got to watch to see who gets the ball.
And now we're back to passes. We got to throw into the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown.
And a perfect.
I am Sean Crawl signing off. Once again, it's to the right of Ambrose. Let's see. They fake it. They're going to pass. Going into the corner of the end zone. They got another one going. Oh, did he catch it? What they did? They're calling it a touchdown.